Hello everyone, Karnasa here, and welcome to stream number 2 of Kerbal Gets Real, the next Millenia. So I am currently waiting for my game to load up, because my computer is being incredibly slow at the moment, for some reason, so I'm having to wait for this to actually load. So I thought whilst I'd wait for this to load, I would go live anyway, and I would just see what's happening in chat, see what people are up to. I saw someone mention where can they watch the first live stream for this series. So there is a playlist on my channel which should have the first live stream in there as well. Facecam Pog. I've had a facecam for the last 4 or 5 streams I've done now. So yeah, but it's just, it's a long time to wait for this game to actually load. Anyway, another thing, it looks like it is loading, I think. It should be up on OBS. I don't know why that's not worked. I think maybe if I click this, there we go. That looks like it is working now, I think. Anyway, I forgot what I was about to say. I'm very tired. I've been at university all day today. I didn't finish until 6, which is why I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to do this stream when I normally do. And then, of course, SN9. The SN9 hop was announced, so I really wasn't sure if I was going to be doing this stream because of that. But if that does go ahead, what I'm going to do is I will switch to a stream. I'll go for the SpaceX official stream, and I will kind of watch that on this stream as well and have my reaction to it, I guess, if people want to see that. But there we go. We have loaded into the game. We have finally got into Kerbal Space Program. And I'm going to say in chat, if there is any update on SN9, because the last I saw was I was watching Everyday Astronaut, Tim Dodd. The last I saw that at the moment it is far too windy for any launch to go ahead. So I'm going to leave that at that. I am going to check every now and then and see if anything has changed. But if anything has changed and they start venting or things look like they are getting ready to actually go ahead, would people either ping me on Discord or tag me in the chat so that I can switch over to it? Obviously, playing this and trying to design some kind of reusable SpaceX launch vehicle means I'm not going to be able to keep I'm not going to be able to pay as much attention as I would like on that. So if people could tag me in chat or ping me on Discord or something, just so I know what the updates are. So anyway, we're going to jump into the save now, if I can find the correct save. I think it might be this one. So let's jump into this. All I've done in this series so far is set up a geostationary relay network. So I have constant communications around, Earth, which will be really nice. I really don't like running out of communication range, but the geostationary network is up. Now what we're going to be doing in this stream, or the aims for this stream, will be to try and do some kind of reusable launch vehicle. Karnasa, it just didn't fly. Does Realism Overhaul scale Kerbals to the size of humans, or are they the usual third the size of humans? I think they are. I don't think Kerbals are scaled up in Realism Overhaul. If you compare a Kerbal to a capsule, the capsules are a lot larger than the actual Kerbals. I'll keep tabs for all of us. Hello, Ziggy Kemen. Welcome to the stream. I've seen you in the stream countdown before. Katniss escaped. Where has Katniss gone? Anyway, SN9 better hop today. I really do hope it does. I watched the SN8 hop, and that was awesome, despite the fact that there was a rapid, unplanned disassembly at the end of that. But that was one of the best things I've seen for a long time. Probably the best thing that I saw in 2020. That was absolutely amazing. I really thoroughly enjoyed watching that. And I am hoping that SN9 does fly today. I don't know. I'm not aware. Did they ever fix the top flap that got crunched by the assembly building? Because that looked fairly damaged when SN9 had its little bit of a drunken wobble when it fell over in the assembly building. So I don't know if they managed to fix that, because I read somewhere that they weren't planning on doing that they were just going to be going for the state that it was in. But I don't know. It might have changed since then. Anyway, we are in Kourou at the moment. So, for the New Horizons Space Agency, for their launches, for the reusable launches that we want to do, I do want to launch these from Norfolk. Unfortunately, I mentioned this in my RP1 Basics video. If you start somewhere that's not Cape Canaveral, you get this weird glitchy effect where you can't actually really click on anything. So I'm going to have to use these, but we're going to go over to Norfolk anyway. So it won't fix it. You need to come in and out twice. I think they replaced the flap with SN10s. Oh, okay, cool. That's, yeah, so hopefully that means SN9 should be fully ready to go and there's not going to be any kind of issue with it. Kanasa, do you think Blue Origin is ever going to clutch the international private company space agencies? I don't know. I really don't know an awful lot about Blue Origin, just because, well, they've not really been doing an awful lot of note. So, I mean, I'm of the impression, I personally believe, like, I want every space agency or every private space company, anyone, I want them to do well because I think that's better for everyone. If like, more progress would be the way that I want to see things. The faster progress, the better. I want to see people go to Mars. I want to see bases on the moon and all kinds of stuff like this in real life. I think that would be really cool. So I want them to do well, but at the moment, they've not really done anything of note. Have they actually scrubbed? Have they called off the launch? Because that would be, though unofficial as of yet. Okay, well, I know obviously it was incredibly windy. Like I said, I was watching Everyday Astronaut, and it was, yeah, it didn't look like it was very promising. Right, so we have changed to Norwich. I thought it was called Norfolk in this game, but no, it's Norwich. Norwich being in Norfolk, I guess. Kanasa, do you think ULA will launch their new rocket later this year? I honestly don't know. Is that didn't they try and launch it last year? I can't remember what it's called. My brain's a bit swarmed at the moment. I've been overloaded with knowledge from university today, so I can't really think. I'm not really in the proper thinking mood. So if you could tell me what rocket that was, I've actually forgotten. Well, this is rather embarrassing. But yeah, no, I've had, what have I been doing at university today? Data structures and algorithms and operating systems security, I think, were the two modules that I had today that I have been learning all about. Very kind of interesting topics. But here we are in Norfolk, in the UK, and we are going to jump into the vehicle assembly building, and we're going to start working on something that hopefully is reusable. It's Vulcan, and it's on track for Q4 of 2021. Is Vulcan the updated Centaur stage? Honestly, like I said, my brain is a little bit mush at the moment, which is going to prove really interesting trying to actually design something in Realism Overhaul, considering I've not really done an awful lot of Realism Overhaul for a while. Most of the stuff that I have been doing obviously has been Coming Home and Space Engineers. I saw someone said in the stream countdown as well that they got Space Engineers because of my series, and if I had any tips and tricks. I don't really have any tips and tricks, if I'm going to be honest, because I am brand new to that game. I have only been playing it for about a week and a half. Basically, well, the series that I'm doing at the moment is the start of me playing it. It's kind of like a blind playthrough, so the only tips and tricks that I could give anyone is go and check out a channel that knows what they're doing a bit better than me, such as Splitsy, because he has a really good series and he is also very good at doing tutorials, and that's where I'm learning most of the stuff for the game that I'm doing anyway. So what I want to do, first things first, I want to build basically a Centaur stage that I'm going to be able to lift into a low Earth orbit. That way I can, well, what I want is a Hydrolox tank with an Rl10 attached to the bottom. They're very efficient, and I feel like that I will use quite a lot. So if I can design this reusable launch vehicle around getting this Centaur stage to a low Earth orbit, I think that will be good, because then I will get a lot of use out of this. Karnasa, almost at 3k subs. Congrats. Thank you very much. Yes, I think I'm on 2,969 at the moment. 69. Nice. Or somewhere around there. I can see the exact number on YouTube Studio. Obviously, anyone coming to my channel, it'll just be 2.96k, I think. So yeah, no, 69, nice. Anyway, maybe you will make Urigan-style launch vessel. Kanasa, what is the tonnage that you are hoping for? Probably... I don't know. I'm going to see how... That's why I want to design this kind of Hydrolox Rl10 stage, just to see what kind of tonnage that I do need to be doing. I imagine it'll probably be somewhere around 10 to 20. It won't be huge, but I'm not sure. Kanasa, updated Centaur on the Vulcan Centaur has 2 BE4s from Blue Origin. Oh, so that's what the Vulcan is. Yeah, I thought they had done something to the Centaur stage for that. That's a shout for a Space Engineers channel. Yeah, yes, it is. Right, so I'm going to start off with some avionics, because obviously avionics are very important. And I'm not sure really. I'm going to go for deep space avionics. I am going to go for deep space avionics. Reason being, this kind of Centaur stage-ish, I mean, like, quote, Centaur stage, what it might be useful for is actually getting us over to the moon and then doing stuff over at the moon, such as circularizing at the moon, capturing in a lunar orbit. So if I have this as deep space, that gives us more opportunity to do kind of lunar missions with this. So we are going to go for... I think I'm just going to go for one of the RO tanks for this stage. Okay, where are we? We'll go for a modular balloon tank, because these are the nice ones. I really like the RO tanks. And balloon tanks, obviously, they are very, very lightweight, so we can fit a lot in. We can get a lot of efficiency out of these. So I think we'll want to maybe go for a diameter... I'm gonna go for 3 to begin with, or maybe 2. 2.5. 2.5 is kind of like a nice in-between. I mean, it's exactly halfway through. We're going to go for my favourite mount, which is the Saturn 4B mount. I just love the detailing on this mount, which is why I use it quite a lot of the time. Well, I did in Kerbal Gets Real, definitely. So I'm going to match this avionics up so that it is the same. And then when we have an actual payload on here, well, I'll put a payload adapter. And actually, I can do that now. We'll do that now. So we'll just whack one of these on the top as well, and we'll set that to 2.5. Very nice. And we're going to go and grab ourselves an Rl10 engine, or a variant of the Rl10. And I kind of want to see what we're working with here. So there are so many engines in Realism Overhaul now. I am playing with CH4, the Changing History mod, done by It's Just Lucy, Felix U, Scorpio, I think might be involved with that as well. There's quite a few people involved with that mod, and it adds a lot of engines, and it adds a lot of really cool engines, so I would highly recommend going and checking that out. It's a fantastic mod, and I used it a lot in Kerbal Gets Real, and I imagine I will be using it an awful lot in this series as well. Anyway, I want to find Rl10s. Basically, we've got our Draco, Super Draco engines here. Very cool. Very useful for landing, those engines are, because I think they have, unlimited ignitions, and they are deeply throttleable. So unlimited ignitions, and yes, their throttle can go down to 20%, so they are very useful for landing large things on the moon. Or so I imagine. I've not really tried that out. So, Rl10 engines, this is what I want to find, and I'm going to have a quick look. So I think that's the standard one. That's just your bog standard generic Rl10 does all. If we go into engine, we can see we've got a load of different variants. And I think these 3 down here are the best variants that we can go for. I think these are kind of semi-futuristic variants of the Rl10, if I am correct. I might be wrong. The Lunex is quite a useful one in certain situations, because that is a throttleable Rl10, so it's efficient, and yeah, it's throttleable, which also makes landings rather good. I think that was what was meant to be for the Lunex mission. The NASA... No, it wasn't even NASA. I think it was the US Air Force that were planning on sending a kind of space plane to land on the moon around the same time as Saturn V. I might be wrong, but that's where I think that's from. Kanasa, CECE is a deeply throttleable variant designed for a lander engine. I don't think these are throttleable. I think one of them might be. But I know the Lunex definitely is. The Lunex definitely is a throttleable engine. Right, so I think the high one has more thrust. And yes, no, it's got more thrust, and it also has a better specific impulse. So I'm going to bite the bullet. We're going to spend 80,000 on that, and we're going to see what we can do with this engine. So our rated burn time is 10,000 seconds. So that's never going to be an issue. We are going to have to, yeah, we'll never have to worry about breaking that engine by overburning it. So if we fill this up and we go to vacuum, so that's 6,700. That's a thrust to weight ratio of 1.32. We're on 8 tons at the moment. I think probably the thrust to weight ratio I want for this kind of stage will be quite considerably lower than that, 0.92. Even that's still a little bit too low. What are we weighing at the moment? 12 tons. So I think maybe something 640 seconds of burn at a 0.64. That looks kind of like what I want to be able to get into orbit. Maybe, do I go, how much delta V do I increase by if I up this? So I'm getting rather diminishing returns now. So I think probably this is going to be about where I want this. 3 meters in diameter, 6 meters in length. And that should do us. I am going to whack maybe 30 MLI layers on here so we don't suffer an awful lot of boil off. And I reckon if I go into here, we turn up the utilization and we get rid of a lot of that electric charge. I think maybe 5,000 might be a decent number to start working with. We should hopefully see our delta V go up quite considerably. Yes, we're now on 7,500. Obviously, that's not going to be the delta V that we are always going to have because we are going to need to put a payload on the top of here. Right, so let's whack that up to 3 meters just so it's in line. And I don't know what I'm going to call this thing. Basically, I had something like this in the last series in Kerbal Gets Real. It was called my Pegasus, and I had the Pegasus 1, and I had the Pegasus 2, and they were basically, the Pegasus 1 was a 1 Rl10 variant, the Pegasus 2 was a 2 Rl10 engine variant. I think I want to go something slightly different. I think I went Pegasus because obviously Centaur, kind of like Greek mythological horse creatures, it's kind of the same. I don't know. So, hello Calvin, mate, while you're about to cross over to 3,000 subs, well done, I'm at 899, almost 900, so definitely go check out Calvin McClaw's channel if you haven't already. Fantastic series. He has probably some of the best designs in RO and RP1, and just the cinematics are wonderful, so definitely go check out Calvin McClaw. Get him to 900 subs. Let's get him to 1,000 subs. Let's get into 1,000 subs. Unicorn SN9 has definitely been scrubbed now, has it? Oh, that's a shame. I'm gonna have to change the title of this video so that it kind of doesn't, well, it doesn't lead people on to think that this is going to contain any SN9 content. Why do I keep saying S9? Anyway, Unicorn. Unicorn might be a quite nice name. Who has the best designs? Heresy. Katniss also does have some very, very nice designs. And Katniss, if I'm correct, you model all of the designs yourself. I remember seeing ages ago, I think, on Reddit, I think you mentioned the reason why you started doing that was to kind of limit part count, but I might be wrong. Go check out Carnassa. Thank you, Katniss. Thank you very much. So, right. We are, what's at 3K views? I'm just checking. My last video is at 9.8K views. That's a good video though, Katniss. That's a very good video. And I imagine that took a really long time to do. The Uranus Grand Tour. Very good video. Definitely go check that out. Right. So this is basically what I need. I do need to set my tonnage on this. So we're going to go for 18 tons because, I mean, it weighs 17.3. So I think 18 for this stage will do us nicely. It's a little bit over, but I think the size of this avionics unit means that we can't actually get any lower than that. Although that being said, I can just lower the length slightly. See, we're using 17% of our avionics. This is already far too big. Can we get it lower than 1? No, we can't. So we're going to go for that. And that's basically what we're going to want to launch to space. So that is 17.3 tons. So I reckon a 20-ton vehicle, a launch vehicle that is capable of launching 20 tons to low Earth orbit will be sufficient for this, because then we've got 3 tons on top of this stage that we can play around with. I reckon, yeah, 20, I think, will be kind of like the rough kind of area that I want to go for this launch vehicle. So, yes, only 4 months. I started it mostly to limit part counts indeed. Yeah, I remember reading that on Reddit, I think. Yeah, a real long time ago. If you want more views, just put Dream on your thumbnail. What could I do for that? Like, I'm not going to do that, but seriously, what could I do on my channel that would have Dream on my thumbnail? Minecraft speedrunner plays KSP for the first time, or I don't know, cheating speedrunner cheats speedrunning at KSP. I don't know. I really don't know. But I was watching. Yeah, no. Yeah, no, I wouldn't be able to incorporate Dream into my channel in any way, and to be honest, I don't think I'd really want to stoop to those depths, so I'm not going to be doing anything like that. Right, so we have a unicorn. I'm going to go with unicorn. I like the idea of unicorn. Unicorn transfer stage. So we'll call this, and we'll save that up, and I'm going to add this as a sub-assembly now. It's not... I don't know. I'm not sure if I want to... No, I'm not going to add this as a sub-assembly now. What I want to do is I want to, get my paintbrush out, slap a load of paint on it, make it all pretty, and stick some conformal decals on it. And actually, there is something that I have missed on this. I'm going to do that quickly because that is going to be a rather important set of things that I'm going to need on this. We do need RCS because, well, we're not playing stockish KSP anymore. We actually need a way of being able to control this. So another mod that I do have for the next Millenia that I didn't have in Kerbal Gets Real is internal RCS, and these just fit nice and snugly in, and they look really nice. So we're going to go for those there. Currently, we don't have any roll control with this, but what I might do is I might add a couple of small ones at the top. And the variant, nope, that's fine. I wanted to come in for the engine. I'm going to go for MMH and NTO because that's what I usually seem to go for everything. And then what I can do is I can just, nice and snugly fit these into the side there. And then they're barely visible. And it just kind of looks nicer than the stock KSP RCS variants that you've got. There is a science mode KSP speedrun world record being 58 minutes, if I recall correctly. Damn, that's quick. That's really quick. So, KSP speedrunning. So, kind of Space Engineers Dream... yeah, something like that, maybe. But, so, I'm just going to ask now, has SN9 officially been scrubbed? I'm gonna look it up, because if it has, I am going to edit my video title so it's not misleading in any way, because I wouldn't want that. That would probably annoy people if they randomly stumbled across my channel and saw that in the description or in the title. I know how people can get, so we are going to have to change that. Let's have a look. SN9 Hop, is there anyone still live? I mean, there are people still live, so I think maybe I won't change it yet. I don't know. 69 people watching, nice. Hello, the World Conqueror, welcome. No official scrub yet, I think. Are we finally going to see the long-awaited Jupiter landing in KGR the next Millenia? I mean, we can try and send someone there. That is kind of like the end goal of the series. I do want to send a manned mission to Jupiter. I think that'll be a really nice place to finish this series on. I think that'll be kind of cool. So, Kanasa, can I get unbanned on a server already? On my server, I think I'll have to talk to... I don't usually ban people. In fact, I'm not sure if I've banned anyone on the server. I'll have to talk to So Not the Hero Type or the other mods about that. Send humans to Pluto. That's going to be really difficult. Really, really difficult because I am playing with life support mods and I'm playing with Kerbalism. Radiation is a thing and supplies are a thing as well. So that'll be really difficult. I know someone linked Deep Freeze in one of my videos and asked if that would work. I don't know if it does work or not. Something that I will have to check out. Right, so I need some sort of ullage system. So I think if I just grab these and I get 2 of these like that, there we go, and then that way we will be able to ullage the fuel in this. I do want them out just a tad more than that though, and we'll go there like that. There we go, something like that I think will do us nicely. That should provide all of the ullage that we need, and I do need some kind of roll control because at the moment we do not have any. And I think what I might do for that is just grab 2 of these really small ones and just place them on the top. something like this. And then that should be, we don't need really powerful thrusters in order to control our roll. At least I'm hoping we don't. So I feel like these should be more than enough for the job. So we grab those there. Make sure that I fill, oh, hello, game freeze. Make sure that I have everything set to MMH and NTO. There we go. Like that. And now we just need fuel tanks, which shouldn't be too much of an issue. And I don't think this should really change the mass of this craft an awful lot. So I don't want spherical tanks. I want radial tanks. Where are they? There we go. We can grab a couple of these, whack those on there, and we will make those aluminium lithium high pressure. Don't need any MLI layers, multi-layer insulation on this, and we will fill it up with MMH and NTO. I think what I will do is I'll go for about that much. How much does that mean we get? Even that's probably a little bit too much, but we get over 7,000 meters per second of delta V for this stage with nothing in it, and I think we'll just whack those up there. There we go. That has actually been done now, and that's 17.5 tons. We can save this up. Now that I know that I've got 17.5 tons to play with for our transfer stage, so I'm probably going to go for about 20 tons. Maybe I'll push it up to 22. We are going to work on a reusable launch vehicle. I mean, that's what this stream was supposed to be about. So, I mean, the first bit of this stream, just designing up that transfer stage, was kind of relevant to this. Kanasa, please set top chat to live chat. YouTube keeps eating my messages. I can't actually do that on the screen on the side. Hang on, if I go live chat on my actual chat. There we go. I've been trying for the past 20 minutes. Remember the guitar for Ziggy Kerman and the spiders from Kerbal. Oh yes, I need to rescue you, Ziggy Kerman. You are currently stuck underneath the load of well, mucky land on Hydra. So I am going to send a rescue mission, hopefully, some point soon, to actually save you from your predicament. That is probably going to come in the next few coming home episodes. Because I've got a Hydra transfer window coming up relatively soon, so I imagine that's what I'm going to be doing in that transfer window. Right, so we are going to fill this up with lead, and I think I am going to work on 22 tons. 26 is a little bit too much. We'll go for 22 there. There we go. Right, so if we grab this up, all the way up over here, we are going to grab ourselves a payload adapter. And I think it was 3 meters wide. I think I'll go for a 4 meter launch vehicle for this. And the second stage, I'm not going to go for reusability for the second stage. Like I said, this is going to be very SpaceX style. So not really gonna be recovering the second stage. So, Kanasa, check your Discord server in the general channel. What do I need to do? Usually I don't check Discord, but I don't know, I've asked people to ping me today about all of this. Stop, that's so sad. Elon Nassakar, depression intensifies. Wait, what's going on? Sorry for hang on. Oh, there we go. Set top chat to live chat. I can't do it on the section that's on the right. Whenever I try and do that, it remains as top chat, but I can set it to being top chat, which I actually read. Collab with Matt Lown. I mean, if Matt Lown wants to collab with me, I'm sure he's more than welcome. I imagine he's probably not even heard of me, though, so I don't know, actually. He might have done now. I'm getting relatively bigger, I guess. I mean, I'm almost at 3K. Maybe. I honestly have no idea. But yeah, no, that might be nice. But I honestly, I mostly do RO and modded playthroughs. Matt Lown doesn't do any kind of modded playthroughs, so I can't imagine that being a thing, if I'm going to be particularly honest. Right, so we're going to go with our balloon tanks yet again, because they are obviously the lightest of tanks. They're more expensive, and we are going to be paying for that. But, you know, we want to make these rockets as efficient as we possibly can. So I'm going to go maybe something like this for a second stage. I am kind of pretty much in this going to be replicating some kind of Falcon 9, because I mean, the Falcon 9 works. It's a tried and tested design, so why not go for something that does actually work? Although, I do want to try and maybe use some different engines. Although, that being said, I feel like the Merlin 1Ds are probably going to be what I use for the first stage, purely because they have multiple ignitions and they are throttleable, and I am going to need something that is able to do that to be able to hopefully land something successfully. But we'll see. Got a lot of testing to do. Right, do I want a Hydrolox upper stage? Hydrolox obviously is way more efficient, and it might be nice to have a Hydrolox upper stage, but I don't know. I really don't know. Usually when I stream builds like this, I will have had a little bit of time to prepare myself and think about what I want to do. However, as I've said, I am now back fully at university, so any time that I would usually do to do something like that, I've just not had the time. I'm very busy with work at the moment, and I've got 3 series that I need to do now, so I've probably taken on way too much. Where are some good kind of Hydrolox engines that I am going to want for this? What these are Hydrolox. They are very powerful Hydrolox engines. Very, very powerful Hydrolox engines. That's 3,500 kilonewtons of thrust, almost. And that's 5,000 kilo... Yes! That will do. We are going to go for something like this. No. Definitely not. Do these have any different configs? No. Wait, does that say kerosene? Wait, I thought that said Hydrolox. I thought that was liquid hydrogen. Oh, so the RS-84... is Kerolox, but the RS-83 is Hydrolox. Oh, and they're the same size. So they're the same engine, but one is just a Kerolox variant and one is a Hydrolox variant. Okay, fair enough. All right, but I don't want those. They are far too big. I don't think we really want the Space Shuttle main engine, even though we could potentially use it, although that's ground ignition only. That looks a little bit silly. I'm not sure if I really want to go with this, but we'll see what this does. That's 4,020 meters per second of delta V with a thrust to weight ratio of almost 3. That's that's a little bit too powerful. That is not what we want whatsoever. Let's keep looking. That's Kerolox. I mean, the Rl10s are not going to be powerful enough for this. Definitely not. I don't know. I'm just going to check chat and see if anyone said anything about this. Hi, Alicea's. Oh, it's Alicea in the stream. There we go. Make it cute. Okay, I've noticed you this time. The last time that I streamed and she wasn't involved, I completely ignored her the entire time. And talking of Alicea, I mentioned it on the Discord, but next Saturday, rather than doing a Minecraft stream, what we are going to be doing is we are going to get Alicea to play Kerbal Space Program for the first time ever. She's never played it before. And what I want to do is just throw her in the deep end. We're not going to be playing Realism Overhaul or anything like that. It will be completely stock. She's got no idea what she's doing. And I'm going to be trying to guide her through the start of a career. This is going to be interesting for me as well, because I don't actually... Well, I've not played stock career KSP for a really long time either. So that's it's going to be interesting, me trying to go through all of that. Kanasa, what mission is this gamers? There is no such thing as too powerful. Loro 78, no, definitely not. But I think that would have been ridiculous. If we want to potentially human rate these, going at 3 thrust to weight ratio when we start our burn, well, that's gonna leave our astronauts squished as a pancake, so we really don't want to be doing that. And that's it. See you later. I have to go do things. Hope I can catch the end of the stream when I get back. Thank you for coming past. Thank you for coming by for the first part of this stream anyway, Jom. And I will be streaming probably until about midnight my time, so another 3.5 hours. So if you are back by then, I should still be around, I think. Anyway, J2X. No, that's going to be way too big as well, isn't it? I mean, we could try it. J2X being the engine, I think, correct me if I'm wrong, that was used or was going to be used on the Ares 1 for the second stage after the solid rocket booster was spent. Very cool rocket. I love the Ares 1. I think it's a really cool design. And it's a shame that it got canned. I mean, we've got a thrust to weight ratio of 2.04. think what I might do is I might make this rocket 5 meters in diameter. And we can see what this does. Is that in vacuum? That is in vacuum. 1.28. I think this might be okay. So if we go for 1.28, what's our final burn? I don't want RP1. I want Kerbal Engineer. Where am I looking? There we go. So by thrust to weight ratio, thrust max is 3.94. However, I believe this is throttleable, the J2X, which means we could probably get our max at about 3, which is really not that bad. That would be probably good for a human-rated launch vehicle. I mean, that is quite powerful for a... What's this rated burn time? 500 seconds, and we're only using 235 seconds of that. That might be a bit too big. That engine might be just a tad too big for what I want with this. Is there anything that isn't quite as powerful that might be throttleable? See, that's the problem with Hydrolox. You get Rl10s, which are about 66 to 110 kilonewtons of thrust, which is not very much. Then you go all the way up to the J2, basically, which is what, 1,100 kilonewtons of thrust? There's no in between. There needs to be kind of like a 500 kilonewton Hydrolox engine. That would be perfect. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm not aware of one in the game. At least, as far as I'm aware. And we definitely don't want one of these chunky boys. They are huge. And yeah, they produce 5,500 kilonewtons of thrust, which is more than we are going to need. These are Hydrolox. 177 kilonewtons. That's 266. This might be better if I make this a bit smaller. So ideally, I want about 5,000 meters per second of delta V in this stage, I imagine. Also, I imagine. That has a burn time of 967 seconds. This rated burn time is 1,130, so that would be good. Although the fact that it's got a thrust-to-weight ratio of 0.33 is just a little bit concerning to me. It might not be powerful enough to get us into orbit. Alistair will watch Scott Manley and get orbital mechanics all figured out by the time the stream is in. No, Alistair, you're not allowed to watch Scott Manley. Hi, Carnassa. Thanks for providing me some entertainment during my lunch break. You are welcome, Platypus7777. 4 sevens there, I believe. Gets omnipresent cup of Earl Grey tea. I'm not really a particularly big tea drinker, if I'm going to be honest. I mean, I am British, so that's kind of sacrilege me saying that, but no, I'm drinking Mountain Dew right now. That's my preferred stream drink of choice, just because it gets me energized. It gives me kind of energy. Right, so we are MB60. I think that's going to be a little bit too weak. It's not strong enough. What if we went for 2? 2 might be okay, but I really... Maybe if I change this from a 4B to a 2, we could maybe fit... No. No. Oh, they need to be in line, and at the moment... I don't know. That should give us, what, about 0.7? Oh, it's not even 0.7. Isn't really the best. Maybe, like, is that, if I got a interstage adapter here, we go for, that's a boat tail adapter, we go for a hollow interstage ring, we make this 5 meters, because that's the diameter of this, and we raise the height up so that it matches there. And then we take it down so that we are... Yeah, see, I think these are going to be... I think 2 of these will be far too big for this. So I don't think that is going to be the route that I go down. Although they are tucked away within the fairing. 0.7 thrust to weight ratio. This might work. 487 seconds of burn time, which is way less than their rated 1,130. However, I do need 2 of them just so I can get the thrust to weight ratio at a reasonable level. Anyway, let's raise this up just a bit so it nicely matches. There we go. Or somewhere around there. This might be feasible. So we've got 5,130 meters per second of delta V in this stage, which means we are going to need about 4,500 roughly in our first stage. Now, what I want to do for this is basically how I do my reusability in coming home. So I'm going to grab, if I can find them, one of these procedural tanks. So we're going to go for a procedural balloon tank here. What we're going to do is we're going to make this, say, around that kind of size. I think that's probably maybe a little bit smaller. Maybe something like that. So this is going to be... So basically, in order to use MechJeb ascent guidance and save a little bit of fuel, what I have been doing in coming home is I have had extra fuel tanks up at the top. I might make this down at the bottom, actually, because then the mass will be further down. That might make it a bit more stable. So yeah, we will do that. What I've been doing is I have had an extra few tanks on the launch vehicle that have the fuel locked at the start of the launch. That way, MechJeb ascent guidance doesn't recognize that there is extra fuel there, so it will burn. So if we keep a locked supply of fuel in this stage and we have this unlocked, MechJeb will burn through this stage and deplete all of its fuel, and then it will carry on. It will decouple this section and carry on with the launch, leaving this fuel remaining. Once that has been done, well, we can use FMRS to basically come back to this section of the vehicle. We can unlock the fuel tanks, and then we can use that remaining fuel to try and perform a propulsive landing. So that's kind of how I want to try and go about doing it in this. I'll see if that works. It might not. I might have to come up with some other idea, but I feel like that's probably going to be okay. And that's it. I use the Vinci. It's got better ISP than the Rl10. Do I even have that? Is that part of Rl10 Engines? Oh, I've clicked that now, so it's going to take for ages. I don't seem to have that. I'm not sure though. I might have to do. Don't think ROE has a Vinci also. There we go. So hello Carnassa, hello Doodle. How was your day? My day's been okay. I've been at uni. I've been learning about data structures and algorithms within Java, and I have been learning about computer security, which has been interesting. So I've been at uni from 9 till 6 today, I think. So it's been a long day. It's been a long day, but it's not been a particularly bad day. And yeah, so now we're trying to build reusable launch vehicles in Realism Overhaul. The Defroster, what are your PC specs? My PC specs, I have 64 gigabytes of 3200 megahertz DDR4 RAM. I have an RTX 2070 Super, and I have an Intel i5 3.7 gigahertz 9600K CPU. I think, or thereabouts. That should be roughly what my specs are. Right, so this is looking good. So like I said earlier on, I think we may be able to get away with this. Like I said earlier on, what I want to do, I think I am going to go for the Merlins to begin with, Merlims, because, well, they're used by SpaceX for a reason. They are, so if we go in them, we have 4 ignitions, we have 39% minimum throttle, and I think this is probably going to be kind of what we are going to want to go for. So I don't think we're going to need as many as the Falcon 9. The Falcon 9 can lift about 26 tons to low Earth orbit, if I am correct. And yeah, no, 26, I think it's about there from what I remember. But the Falcon 9 is lifting, its second stage is Kerolox, whereas we have a Hydrolox upper stage, which is going to be way more efficient, so we shouldn't need 9 of these Merlin 1Ds. We should need a few less, or so I am hoping, but we'll have a look and see kind of what we can play around with. Right, so we are going to fill this up with kerosene and liquid oxygen. Well, that already is way more than we are going to need, which is awesome. That gives us 10,300 meters per second of delta V. That's actually amazing. Right, so if we get rid of that, that's now 9,699, leaving a little bit of kerosene and liquid oxygen in the lower tank so that we can use that. 350 seconds. We do need maybe a couple more Merlin engines. How many have I got there? I've got 6 there. If I go for 7s, this is basically a Falcon 7. Where did that go? Where has that Merlin engine gone? I have lost it. The rocket has swallowed it whole. Where has that engine gone? Did it just vanish? I've got 6. No? No, I do have 6 in there as well. We've got a... What? Okay, there we go. Well, there. How much thrust-to-weight ratio does that give us? 1.07. Not enough. Not enough. We're going to go for a Falcon 8. Falcon 8. Yeah. There we go. So none of those are in line with each other, which probably isn't great. So I think what I might do is rather than using 7 here, we'll use 8 here like this. Go for something like that. And that should now give us, yep, that's enough delta V to get to orbit. We've got 9,681 meters per second, which is fine. And we've got this fuel here, which if we unlock, that gives us an extra 1,000 meters per second of delta V, which will be more because obviously we're not going to be lifting all of this fuel up. So we'll see how much that provides. And that basically should hopefully be kind of like the start of this design done. So I think, I mean, it's very rough and ready at the moment. There's nothing really going on here. I think I will, yeah, no, I'll do this now. I'll add a boat tail now, and I don't really think I'm going to need any kind of fins. But yeah, what I want to do is I want to get this sorted, and we are going to see if we can do our first test of this. So we're going to go for a boat tail adapter, hollow ring. We're going to raise that up to 5. The top can be maybe 4. Height, we'll get that up just a little bit, and we'll place these Merlins back in there like that. Something like that. There we go. That's 8 of them? Yes. Like the video. Thank you, Busted. Well, it's just me rambling on whilst I'm trying to build launch vehicles. This was basically what I did in the last stream, and it kind of went okay. It kind of didn't. Have you heard of Pilot? Yes, I have heard of Pilot. I am on his Discord. And I spoke to Pilot ages ago, back when he had about 800 subs, I think, asking him if he wanted to do a collab with me. And he said yes, and then I just never followed through with it, so that's my fault. Yeah, no, I have heard of Pilot, though. The Defroster, Carnassa will always be top subs in our heart. He just passed you in subs, but your content is much more thorough. Don't tell God King. He passed me quite a while ago. He passed me in December. It was around Christmas, I think he passed me. I was on about... I know on the end of the year, I was on 2,600 subs, and he had already hit 3K, I think. So there we go. Always making me say, yo, people, 71 in chat and 40 likes. Thank you so much, not the hero type. Here come the likes rolling in. Thank you, everyone, for liking this video. It means a lot. It works on those algorithms that get my video noticed and all of that help me get more people involved in these live streams. Right, so I'm going to place a boat tail on here just for that lovely aerodynamic goodness. Oh yes, it's going to be very nice. I almost went very spiffing Brit then. It's going to be glorious. Oh, fantastic. We're going to get a nice cup of Earl Grey tea. I was watching a spiffing Brit video before I started this stream. That probably is why my mind went to him. Right, so we are going to lower the density, not raise them. We're going to lower the density of these because we do not need them anywhere near that high. And one thing that I have forgotten to do is, of course, place some avionics on here because I am very dense, and that is a rather crucial part of building a rocket, especially in RO, on RP1 even. RO, just generic RO, avionics don't matter because avionics are added with RP1. And that's one reason why I always have RP1 rather than just a standard RO. There we go. You're going to play nicely. Rather than just a standard RO install, because I like having avionics. I like the additional challenge that they provide. 83 people watching. Yes, thank you. Thank you, all 83 people, for watching me fluster my way around a live stream. Right, so I think I've had a bit of a... Oh, god damn it, no! The MB60, not the MB60. Right, so I've had a bit of a change of heart, is what I was about to say. That's too... Yes, no, that's too close. What I want to do is I want to add some RCS to this stage, because in case we want to have a coast stage, I do want to give these ullage, and I do want to be able to maneuver this stage around. So I think what I am going to do is I'm going to do pretty much nigh on identical to what I did to that unicorn stage. So we're going to have a couple of smaller RCS thrusters at the top. I think 138. Is there one smaller than that? We got the 20. We got this one. This might do us okay. So if we get 2 of those and we make these MMH and NTO, we'll go for those. There we go. And then that will provide some kind of roll control to this stage. Although, well, the engines will provide roll control because we do have 2 of them. But when we're floating, when we're coasting, it might be nice to be able to control our roll. And what we will do as well is we will grab some of these internal RCS yet again, and we're going to get some bigger ones this time. I think that might be the largest one. So I want the 2 times biggest, chunkiest RCS thrusters that I can find, and I think the internal altitude, what is it? It's 550, 890 newtons. I think, yeah, these will do us nicely. We'll whack those in there. We'll make that have 4-way symmetry, and once again, we are going to turn these to MMH and NTO like that, and I'm going to have to spend a little bit of money to get that sorted. I can't actually see my money at the moment. I can't see how much money I've got remaining because my drink is in the way of the money counter. So I hope I'm not going to bankrupt myself by doing all of this, because that is a feasibility. That is a possibility. Yes, maybe. So we'll grab some of these ullage motors as well. Well, not ullage motors. We're going to use these for ullage, right? So come on. This is embarrassing. I can't. There we go. Getting things the right way. I thought I struggled in Space Engineers doing this, but in Kerbal it's just as difficult apparently. And I think we'll keep those there like that. Yeah, that'll be good. I have lag. Do you? I hope the video isn't lagging. I think it looks fine from my angle, but I don't know. You should play New Scuffed Epic Shot Simulator 2023 PogChamp on Steam. It's free. I mean, I have 3 series ongoing at the moment. I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to start anything new, considering I thought Space Engineers would be a nice, easy series to do. I could just mess around on it and it'd be easy to film, but I've put way more effort into that series than I would like to admit, going and doing a lot of stuff off camera, kind of actually scripting it a little bit, more so than I would just a generic video. Usually when I do my voiceovers for videos, I just kind of sit there and I think like, oh, what am I going to talk about today? What am I going to talk about? What happened? I don't script it or such, but when I've been doing these Space Engineer videos, well, especially the last 2, I've been really thinking about what I want to do and what happens in them. So yeah, that series has kind of got away from me a little bit more than I wanted. Right, so no, we want to get some fuel tanks for the MMH and NTO on this stage. Okay, I think I'm going to go yet again for some of those radial integral tanks, because they are exactly what I want to do for this job. And I think if I can maybe fit 4 of these somewhere around here, and we are going to go fill those up, make them maybe have a diameter of about 6, slightly more than what was on the unicorn stage, but I think that should be okay. And we don't need any MLI layers. We will just whack those in there like that, offset them ever so slightly so they are nice and snugly fit. I'm going to add maybe 5 MLI layers to this stage, just so we don't run out, just so we don't have any problems with boil off whatsoever. Those need to move back in. That's kind of clipping at the moment. I'm not sure if I want to have any separation motors on this stage, just because I don't know how that's going to affect how this is going to affect this stage when we try and land it. That's a very good point. That's a very, very good point. If I want to land this, I'm going to have avionics on this section, and I'm also going to have some kind of grid fins, air brakes on there, just so we can provide a bit of aerodynamic stability. But yes, we are going to go for, where are the procedural avionics? There they are. I'm going to whack one of these on here. We're going to set our symmetry down to 1, just so we don't kind of like get in the way. There we go. Cool. That's that procedural avionics all done. Very nice. And we will probably need to make that a little bit heavier. I think if I set this as the root part and we take this off for now, we go for that. What we do is we get rid of the kerosene and liquid oxygen in this stage. And then we keep the kerosene and liquid oxygen in this stage, and we see how much we weigh. So we have 42 tons. So this needs to be about 50 tons. So if we go for near Earth, we want near Earth. Yeah, let's just go for 50. That should be okay, I think. 42. We've got 8 tons to play around with. Once I've added air brakes and grid fins, I can't imagine they're going to weigh 8 tons. I think I might go 60 tons anyway, just to, you know, really make sure. But we'll go for that. We've got it set as a service module 4, so it is the best that we have available. And we are going to change how much battery we have on this, because we do not need 25,000. I reckon 2,500 will be more than sufficient for this stage. There we go. Now that's done, we can whack this back on. I'm going to leave that like that. I might come in later and, you know, make it look a little bit more beautiful rather than just a shiny silver cylinder on the top of that stage, but we'll see. So not the Hirota. Oh, that's to Sono. Konasa, the Rl10P has a higher thrust than the MB60 and is very deeply throttleable. The Rl10P. Which one is that? Rl20P3? What's its thrust? 1,000... Oh, it's 10%. 437 specific impulse. It's got 6 ignitions. If we change to that, what does that give us? That gives us a much better vacuum. Thank you for pointing that out to me, because I think this actually might be the perfect engine for the job. That's a lot better than what I had. That provides us more thrust than these two put together, and it's deeply throttleable. Oh, that's kind of tasty. I think I like that. I think I really like that. So we're going to grab this, and we're going to see if we can get away with having one of these. Does this extend, or is it just like this? So that's 4,308 meters per second. Unfortunately, that's a problem in the fact that it doesn't have a node to attach to. Oh, wait, maybe if I extend it, it does extend. But no, there's no node. I can't attach that, which is going, I can't, unless, no, there is a way that I can do this. If I create a boat tail on this section, I can actually use that. So if we go for a boat tail here, where is my boat tail? Boat tail, it's under payload, isn't it? Rather than decoupling, so we're going to go for a boat tail adapter, one like this. There we go. I'll make it very small because it doesn't need to be big in the slightest. We'll go for something like that there. We'll attach that onto there. Then what we'll do is we will toggle that, because we don't need that extended at the moment. We will extend the height of this, and we won't attach anything to it. We'll make sure that enable crossfeed is on, and then, oh, hello. Oh, did that break the game? No, we're good. I think I just tried to connect 2 things at once. There we go. Now I do have a way of connecting these 2 up. Fantastic. Awesome. So we can reduce the height on this. There we go. And I think we can also reduce the height on this as well. We go for something like that. Then we will grab this. We'll go for extra height. We'll place these on there. Just make sure that they match up. And that should do us rather nicely. I think what I'm going to have to do, though, is that now, or interestingly enough, it's because I've emptied all of the fuel. So we now have only 7,269 meters per second of delta V in this vehicle. Okay, why is that? So that stage, that's only 1,600. Is that because it thinks that we're... So that's 4,306. And if we add this stage, okay, let's grab that height a little bit so I know I'm attaching it to the right node. No, that's not the right node. We go there. So that's... Why is that 6,280. This doesn't make any sense to me. I am thoroughly confused. That is straight. Oh. There we go. I was being a bit dense, and we didn't have our second stage actually firing when it should. That makes a lot more sense. So we've only got 8,850 meters per second, which isn't going to be enough for us to launch this. It's not going to be enough to get our payload up to orbit. So I think this does have a little bit less specific impulse than the engine that I was using. However, it has more thrust, and as it stands, we're getting 1.39 thrust to weight ratio. So we can raise this. We can make this bigger. Yes, and we can squeeze out as much delta V as we possibly want. And I think this is going to be a rather large upper stage, but it doesn't matter. If we go for 12 meters, that's a 1 thrust to weight ratio, which is not too bad. We could also potentially... we're going to probably need an additional... We are going for a Falcon 9, apparently. We've got... Well, yeah, I'm going to place nine Merlin 1D engines. We're going to use... Oh, no, that's not where that wants to go. We want to place that there. There we go. So now we have 1.3 thrust to weight ratio off the pad. We are going to, I think I might extend this to 24, 1.21. We've got 9,500 meters per second of delta V with this still locked. Everything is looking good. Everything looks okay. There we go. And this is a very ugly looking rocket at the moment if we come in here, because it is just a steel tube. It's a big steel tube. I mean, don't tell Starship anything, because that is basically also a big steel tube, so shh. But it's a big steel tube with a little bit of a black and white section on the top. Right, so we have avionics in there that are sufficient, or so they should be. We've got RCS control on this stage, which does need to move now because I have extended the length of this stage. So we will get that. We will move those down. Nope, they are now invisible. No, we don't want invisible RCS thrusters. Place those in there like that. Awesome. Who is the most pog, Carnassa or Alisea? Now that is definitely an interesting question. So Alisea, fight your corner. It absolutely best be me. All right, let's keep going. Shiny rocket good. Shiny rocket good indeed. Any more news on SN9, or is it still meant to be scrubbed, or is it looking like it's going to be a scrub? I'm just going to quickly once again check through the live streams and see if anyone's still live streaming. Yes, no, they all are. Although Everyday Astronaut, who I was watching before this stream, has gone down from having about 50,000 viewers to 20,000. So I imagine that is not good news. Calvin McClure, you're very much bonkers. What has Calvin McClure said? Is Alisea Carnassa's wife, or am I bonkers? Alisea is my wife. Yes, she is. What mod gets you the extra symmetry options? So that is a mod called Editor Extensions Redux. A incredibly useful mod. Very, 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 very good mod, and I could not recommend that mod enough. It is so useful, especially on RO and RP1 when you're doing all kinds of weird, crazy designs. And yeah, no, very, very useful mod. Right, so we've got some RCS there that is going to enable us to provide ullage to this stage, which is what we want. We've got our RCS in there. Hopefully that is going to be enough to control all of this. Now I think we need some kind of aerodynamic stability when we're on our way back down. So we're going to do the Falcon 9 and we're going to put some grid fins on, or air brakes. I'm not sure if I have any grid fins in this save. I should probably look into some mods that add them to make this look a little bit nicer. Actually, let's go for grid fins and see if we've got any. We've got the N1 grid fins, but I'm not sure if they're really going to... Do we want to use these? What happens if we raise them? Yeah, I don't really like the look of those. Yeah, I'm just going to use air brakes for now, and what I might do is look into some additional mods that potentially add some nicer looking grid fins. Because the air brakes, I mean, they're good. They are good, but they look very stock compared to what I'm building here. So we go for something like that. There we go. Oh, I picked up the wrong part. Fantastic. Let's place this down. There we go. We've got some air brakes on here, and I think they want to come out just a little bit, so for that lovely aerodynamic goodness, so that we don't flip and spin when we're coming back down. And then we're going to need some landing legs. Now this is interesting because I've only got Kerbal Foundries and I've only got the stock landing legs. So finding landing legs that are going to work for this, that look good, I mean, that's probably easier said than done. So we're going to go for 4 of these for now, and we are going to scale these up to 2. It looks a little bit janky at the moment, and that has massively reduced our delta V. How much do these things weigh? It's like 15, no. Yeah, 15 tons. Whoa, that's heavy. That's really heavy. Do I have any lighter options? What about these? Are these lighter? So if we go... Yes, they are way lighter, but once... It just looks naff, doesn't it? It's like an RO RP1 styled rocket that is using procedural parts to look kind of like more realistic. I mean, it doesn't look hugely great at the moment because I've not finished it. But yeah, an RO RP1 rocket that uses procedural parts to look as realistic as possible. And then you just get these landing legs at the bottom. I need a mod for landing legs. Kerbal Foundries, that is ridiculous how much that leg weighed. I'm not going to be using that because that just added way too much weight. What if I add one of these? How do these compare? It's May 19th. She's awesome. What's May 19th? I'm gonna just quickly place these on. So they already weigh 4 tons. They weigh a ton each. Is that then fully extended? No. That's gonna... It's not a particularly... That's a little bit concerning. The kind of... Yeah, I don't think that's really... So if we go for 1.5, we weigh 649 tons still. Oh, so even scaling these... Oh, no, we weigh 606... Why are the Kerbal Foundry parts so heavy? No, I'm not going to use those. I'm going to use these for now, despite them looking ludicrous. And I think I'll have a look into getting some mods where I can build some decent landing legs, or have some decent landing legs. Right. So we've still got 9,404 meters per second of delta V in this craft, which is kind of exactly where I want it to be. And then we're gonna go for some sort of payload fairing on the top, because we are going to need one of those. I think we'll go for something like that. And if I do fairing auto shape, and we'll make this about 12 meters, that should hopefully be able to contain anything that we want to place in here. And I also want to put the cycle start, we'll go for something like this, 1.5, yeah, maybe. Max size, we'll make this a little bit bigger. There we go, we'll give it a, we'll give us more room inside this payload. There we go. So Kanasa, this is supposed to be a realistic rocket. Me, that's a stick. It's a nice shiny stick. 9 more likes, please. 9 more likes. We're on 69 likes at the moment. Nice. Thank you everyone for liking this video. But mine and Karnassa's wedding was done in the UK. We're married? It's 15 days after my other anniversary. Wait, what? What's May 19th? Rip. I'm just trying to catch up through chat at the moment. Kanassa, what's May 19th? Alisea goes on camera, punches him in the nose. May 19th? There's nothing... May 19th? It's 6 days before my mum's birthday. 4 days before my sister's birthday. Our anniversary is tomorrow, me and Alicea's. So, yeah, no, our anniversary is tomorrow, which is really cool. I'm probably not going to be doing any video work tomorrow because it is our anniversary, so don't expect anything out over the next few days because we're just going to celebrate our 2nd anniversary, which is cool. Outing you both. Karnassa, outing you both. What are you doing? You're dooming yourself. She's doing her French test right now. Is that so not the hero type's wife? Also, 10 days before my birthday, lol. I've changed to live chat for this for the first time, and it seems like chat is coming through way quicker than I'm used to. Although it is probably because this is the busiest stream that I've had in a while. We're at 75 concurrent viewers at the moment. Thank you everyone for sticking around whilst I faff about doing some kind of reusable launch vehicle that is almost certainly not going to work. Yes. And yeah, no, it's been good. Right, so we got avionics, which I haven't set yet. we are going to need to set those. This comes in at just under 700 tons, 650 tons, which is nice. We've got 60 tons of avionics elsewhere on the vehicle. So I think we are going to need to have this set to not 1,000. We're going to need to have this set to about 600 tons. We go there, 606. That should provide enough avionics to lift us to space. Although now, with all of these additions, well, oh no, I'm going to have to, the landing legs are massively heavy, so I need to raise this up. I need to raise this up. Maybe 100 tons will suffice, or hopefully thereabouts. Right. So 9,323 meters per second. We need a little bit more delta V. Can I squeeze some out of this by removing some electric charge? Yes, I believe I can, because we've got a load of electric charge in here. We are not going to need 603,185.8 bits or units of electric charge. I think 2,500 is probably going to be way more than enough. And there we go. We've got back over to over 9,400 meters per second, which is, like I said, kind of where I want to be. I'll make this 25 as well. There we go. Even better. Right, so 1.25 off the pad. That's not a terrible thrust to weight ratio off the pad. Could be better, but I think that's probably going to do us for now. So if we go and place... I will eventually build a modular launch pad for this vehicle, but as it stands at the moment, I will not do that right now. I'm just going to attach some of these launch clamps on there, and we're going to sort our staging out. So 9 Merlin 1Ds. That is not... correct. Oh no, it is a 1D++. Okay, so 9 Merlin 1D++s. We detach the launch clamps. Then we detach this and fire up all of our RCS, and we also fire up our engines. I could potentially put some separation motors on there as well. Oh, let's have a look and see what we've got. I think these ones are rather nice, rather splendid. So if we go for some of those... yes, that should be okay. What does that do to our delta V? Not a particularly huge amount. So when we want those to fire at that period in time. Yeah, that made sense. And then we also want to deploy our payload fairings. Where are they? There. We want those to go there. And also, I'm probably going to want to place some sort of these, yes, some sort of these on here as well, just so we can deorbit this stage. Maybe if we just move them in, tuck them in ever so slightly, there we go, and then they can fire as well, and we can deorbit this stage, and we can get rid of any space junk, because we want to be good space citizens and not polluting up the area around low Earth orbit. So that will fire those new ones that I've just placed. They will go there, and that's okay. And we've got some RCS on there. We've got the engine. We've got this. I think this is pretty much good to go. I think I want to move these in slightly as well, because they do look like they are quite far out. We go 1, 2, 1, 2. That looks like it's come in a little bit too close. We'll go 1, 1, like that. There we go. Cool. And I think just because this is going to be a test, I'm going to do a quick little paint scheme. We're just going to paint it white just so it doesn't look all different multiple shades of everything, just so it looks a little bit nicer when we actually launch it. So open recoloring GUI, we're going to make this white, 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 we're going to make this white. I'm going to stop saying that now because that probably would get annoying very fast. Right, so part coloring, and I think, yeah, we'll make it, it's a big long white stick, the white stick of doom. There we go. So we have a very pale rocket. It needs to see the sun. Oh no, we've not coloured that bit in. I need to do that as well. Right, so we'll colour in this bit white. We'll colour in the... no, I'm not. There we go. Cool. So it is a long white boy. Long, spinny, long, thin white boy thing going on. Cool. There we go. And I will, if this works... I'm thoroughly not expecting this to work. We'll have to see. SN9 officially scrubbed, change the title. Okay. That's a shame. That's a shame. Oh, well. But I will change the title now. So give me 1 sec whilst I just edit this. So I'm just going to get rid of and SN9 if it hops. We'll get rid of that. Come on, keyboard. Load up. There we go. KGR, the next Millenia, Reusability, Livestream number 2. Let's save that. And there we go. I do have it in the description as well, but I won't change that now. I'll change that after the video, after the stream has finished and the VOD goes up. So that's a shame. That's a real shame. I was kind of looking forward to maybe casting that on stream because I've never done anything like that before, but I was just going to get the SpaceX official one up and being like, well, yeah, we're watching SN9. It's got 3 Raptor engines on it, and it's going to go 12.5 kilometers up, and hopefully it doesn't explode. And I'm sure I would have come up with some better kind of commentary than that, but that's what came to my head at the moment, so that's all I've got at the moment. Right, so I think this is done. I think I'm ready to do the first test launch of this. Hopefully, it should be okay. I've set up all of my groups so that they are okay. We're going to move this down slightly because at the moment it's stuck 0.5 kilometer in the air, which we really don't want to be doing. I'm not sure how well those launch clamps are going to be able to hold that up there for that long. But yeah, no, I will come in and throw some conformal decals all over this rocket once I have got this to work. Right, so I'm going to get rid of the flag for now. We don't need anything like that on. We are going to save, and we are going to go to my good friend Crash. And we are going to attempt to fly this for the first time. Today I learned Carnassa looks like a 3-year-old. Do I look like a 3-year-old? What? Does he sound like a 3-year-old? Every Y2er does. He looks much different than he sounds. Do I? The rocket doesn't look right. Absolute waste of good that. What are you talking about, Alisaia? Why does the rocket not look wide? White stick of doom! Yes, and we are going to fire it up. Jazz ITSW, we are going to be firing this up now, and hopefully we're not going to have a scrub. It should be okay. Good-looking rocket. It's just a long white stick. Came back just in time for simulations. The first simulation, if this works, I will be thoroughly surprised. Considering I've never done this in RO before. Never done any kind of reusable vehicle in RO. And it's just, yeah, it's not the easiest of things to do, to pull this off. Oh no, I have simulation costs on. That's not good. I'm going to have to turn those off. Otherwise, I'm going to bankrupt myself. Can't do it whilst I do this first simulation, but not to worry. We'll do that on the second one that we're going to attempt. So we are going to set ourselves to our current inclination, which is 52 degrees, because we are launching from Norfolk in the UK, latitude being quite high there. I think a target periaps and apoaps of 180 kilometers is going to be fine. Booster pitch, I think that should all be good for what we've got on this launch vehicle. We've got, why has my thrust to weight ratio gone down again? 1.16. This is going to be painfully slow launching this. Oh, well, we do have the Delta V required, I think. No, apparently we don't. Okay, that's interesting. We might need to save a bit more of this fuel. If I unallow this. Right. So I think I'm going to have to convert a bit of this fuel to this fuel for this to actually work. Or... Well, I'm going to launch this anyway. We'll see how far we get. We'll see what kind of edits that we are going to need to do to this once we have done our first test launch of this vehicle. Right, so we have engaged autopilot. We are ready to go. The New Horizons Space Agency back to front there. And let's try and launch our first attempt at doing a reusable launch vehicle in Realism Overhaul. And here we go. And like I said, it's very slow. Although we've not even detached the launch clamps yet. There they go. And are we even moving? Are we going upwards? Only time will tell. We are, of course, going upwards. But yes, this is going to be painfully slow. Launching this, considering, well, its thrust to weight ratio is 1.16 off the pad. Obviously, that will get better and it will get faster. But at the moment, it's just going to be slow. Kaboom! Soon. No. No kaboom. I mean, there will be a kaboom. When we try and land this, if this lands, I will be gobsmacked. You'll do an SN8, I bet. What, some of the engines failing before we get down? And whacking into the ground way too hard. Pointy end up, flamey end down. That is exactly the way that we are going at the moment. This is This is being a bit slow. I think, actually, if I... No, I've not got anything else open. Oh, well. Yeah, this is being rather painfully slow. I'm not entirely sure why. This usually wouldn't be this slow. I think what I am going to do is I am going to physical time warp a little bit, though. Are we suffering from wobbly rocket syndrome? Noodly rocket syndrome? No, we look to be good, and we are on our way. Oh, it's doing a bit of a flip. It's turning around, and... okay, right, so the game has just sped up quite considerably. We are flying this way. Interesting, so the Space Center is the wrong way round. Awesome. So we only have 100, yeah, that's going down quite dramatically. 70 meters per second, it estimates that we are going to have at the end of this launch. I mean, that would be a pretty good amount to have if we stay at that, but we are still going down by about 1 a second, and we have a lot of seconds before we make it into space. Canassa, just strap some SRBs on it to speed things up. I don't really want to use any SRBs on this design, though. I feel like I really want to go for a very Falcon-esque look. So our speed, our Delta V remaining is slowly starting to level out, so I think this might just do it. This might get us to orbit, and we will still have a fair chunk of fuel in this to hopefully land this. And where are we going to be landing at the moment? So it looks like we are going to be shelling the Netherlands, or no, we're moving into Germany now. Yeah, we're sending Germany some rocket parts. Hopefully we're not going to hit the ground too hard at Germany. we are gonna hit, well, we're gonna come down softly. I'm not sure though, we'll have to see. So one reason why I wanted to launch these reusable launch vehicles from the UK as well is I knew that my trajectory would take me over mainland Europe, and then that way I would have hard ground to land on. I wouldn't have to set up something like, Of Course I Still Love You. Oh. Okay. Are we still attached? I think we might be. Are we still attached? Are we coasting? Is this a coast? No, we should be burning at the moment. I'm right-clicking this, and it's not bringing up any contextual information, which leads me to believe, yep, no, this has detached. However, it kind of didn't at the same time. That was interesting. That engine has tried to go. I think we probably had, yeah, fuel issues. So if we shut down this engine and activate this, we are able to get it going. Okay, we might need a bit of work on this stage due to the fact, we can deploy those. What does that give us? We're going to be minus 85 meters per second, but before we detached, we were good, and I think that was probably due to an issue of this separating. Not entirely sure what caused that, but we'll have to look into that. But it does look like we are good for this stage. Let's jump to this stage, and we will deploy those air brakes. We're going to go for surface velocity negative, and we are going to unlock the tanks in here, and let's see if we can land this. I think what I want to do is we want to do a bit of I should action group all of these. That is something that I will eventually end up doing. So if we shut down that, and that, like that, then we've got, and we also shut down this. We'll use 4 engines to start. We've got 2,000 meters per second of Delta V. That should be pretty good. Now we're going to use these engines to kind of right ourselves like this, and we'll start slowing down a bit so we're not coming down too quickly. Still coming down over Germany, or roughly somewhere over Germany, I think. And yeah, this is looking promising. I think if I get to about 1,000 meters per second, that will be a good time to... Oh, are we... Wait, what? That was interesting. Why did the engines cut? Did I accidentally press X? I might have accidentally pressed X. Oh, well. So we're going to activate this engine. We're going to shut down those ones that we have already used. So we'll shut down that. We'll shut down that. And we'll shut down that. Then what's our thrust to weight ratio with just this one? 22.2. Or is that counting this? It's 2.47. I think if I activate, that's got 2 ignitions. If I activate another couple of these, something like this, there we go. This is all really stressful at the moment. Kanasa, you should add some RCS on the first stage. I probably should. That would probably help quite a lot. But this is going better than I thought. Now, what I want to do is I want to use MechJeb landing guidance to see if we can do what I do in coming home. So if I set this to 4 meters per second, and if we go, I'm really hoping that if I click land somewhere, it's not going to start burning our engine. No, it's not. This is promising. This might, if this works first time, I will be astonished. This is looking like it might work though. Hopefully, I mean, I should have more than enough delta V to land this. I've got 2,057 meters per second at the moment, and we're going slower than that. Oh, there we go. MechJeb has just burnt through all of our ignitions. Thank you. I had a feeling you might do that. So we've got 2 on this. We've got 2 on this. We are going to, I think I might have to do this manually. What's our thrust to weight ratio? 7.4. And we're coming down rather slowly. Okay, I think I could potentially do this manually. I'm hoping. Yeah, we're only going 400 meters per second. This will work. It's whether I can time this well enough. We've got 7.38. I would really like to have that single engine in the middle active right now, because I think one engine is probably going to be more than enough than I need. Right, let's just time warp ahead a little bit. Well, physical time warp. Yeah, we're only going like 100 meters per second. This'll be good. This'll be good. It's just as long as I can time my landing well. And when I do this in the actual series, I kind of want to be able to have MechJeb do this automatically, which is going to be a bit of a shame. Well, the reason why I want MechJeb to do it automatically is so I can get some nice cinematics of this. But I don't know. I think it's just going to burn through all of my ignitions, which will be a shame. Right, we are 3,000 meters up, going 90 meters per second. Looks like we're over some kind of city. So I think I'm going to start these up and see what this does. I started those up way too early. Right, well, we have 1 ignition on that, so that took barely any time at all. Oh, I mean, we can get this down. However, it's just all about timing. This is where I would really like MechJeb, or just to have a single solitary engine to be able to do this. And I think now that we are 500 meters up, we're going to fire up the engine, and we're going to see if we can bring this down. Oh, no. I shifted too much. Oh, well. It bounced. Well, I mean, what is going on? Oh, it's those boat tails. They really don't like that. Well, that was better than I was anticipating. That was way better than I was anticipating. Oh, very nice. Few modifications are going to be required in order to make this completely workable, but we've got a very solid basis. Yeah, I think if I redo this test again and try and land myself just on the single one Merlin in the middle, that might make it a lot easier. This fairing going a bit nuts, I don't know really what was the cause of that. It was a bit strange and caused things to really mess up. But yeah, no, that was, I would say, like the SN8, I mean, we had a bit of an explosive landing, but I would say that was a pretty successful first test of this idea. Use booster guidance mod. What does booster guidance mod use? Still looks reusable to me. Hello, Danny Morales. Welcome to the stream. I don't know if you've been in stream chat already, but welcome to the stream. I mean, we managed to recover all of our engines. The only thing we lost was one of the air brakes. No, 3 of the air brakes. And one of the landing legs, some of the fairings, and I think the bottom of this tank. That was pretty good. I'm pleasantly surprised that we managed to get that to work. Right, so we're going to cancel this simulation. I am going to cancel this simulation because if I want to do another one of these, what I do want to do is turn off those simulation costs because they are going to bankrupt my space program if I keep those simulation costs on. Out for today, have a good one. Thank you for stopping by the first part of this stream. I don't know how long I've been streaming for because it's blocked on my screen. For the first hour and a half of this stream, glad you got to see a booster exploding on the ground. And yeah, no, thank you for watching. Can I say you forgot to extend the engine? That is why that engine didn't fire off originally. What I always when I try to say originally, I always mess it up and say initially. It's just something really weird that I did. I noticed that on some of the Space Engineers videos that I've been doing, and I always cut it out in post-processing, and I redo the little bit of it. But it's like initially, and it's like, what? Why am I saying that? That doesn't even sound like it at all. Anyway. Right, so I'm going to save this, our reusable launch vehicle, because it kind of works. It's getting there. It's going to take a few more practices, a few more tests, but we will get to a point where it does fully work, or so I imagine. Like the video, people. Thank you, Katniss. So not the hero type. Is he not here anymore? So Katniss has taken over his role. There's more likes than viewers. Damn, I got 86 likes on this video already. Thank you, everyone, for liking this video. That has been, this has been probably one of my most liked live streams for quite some time. So thank you, everyone. Thank you, everyone. Well, any landing you walk away from, yes, definitely any landing you walk away from. 90 viewers, yes, it did go up to 90 viewers at one point. I think I'm on 93 at the moment, which is very cool. I think the most viewers I've ever had on a live stream was the first Kerbal Gets Real new Millenia live stream, and I think that went up to 115 at one point, which was really, really cool. So thank you, everyone, for coming along to this live stream anyway. And we seem to be getting somewhere. We seem to actually be getting somewhere. So if you don't know how to turn off simulation costs in Crash, just come to the main Space Center screen. And then I think I've got this all set up, RP1 sim. And basically, I just go through this and I turn everything to 0. So we don't bankrupt our space agency. So if we save that, and I don't know if that works, let's, save, accept. And we'll go back into the vehicle assembly building and we will work on some of those edits to try and make this work. They come for the spicy chat, not the rockets. Spicy chat? Is chat being spicy? What is going on? Kanasa, what are the engines being used on this booster? So it's basically a Falcon 9 clone. The first stage of this booster, it has 9 Merlin 1D engines. So the second stage isn't like a Falcon 9. It's using an Rl10, I think. It's an engine that I've never actually used before in RO. What is it? Rl20P. So that's different from the Falcon 9. But no, we are using 9 Merlin 1D engines just because the amount of payload that I want to get to low Earth orbit, it kind of worked. That this was the ideal setup, funnily enough. I went into this thinking I'm not gonna make a Falcon 9 clone. I do not want to just straight up rip off the Falcon 9. I want to do something of my own design, which is why I did originally say that I did not want a Merlin vacuum engine for this stage, which is why I don't have a Merlin vacuum engine for this stage. However, the Merlin 1Ds are very, very, very good in the fact that they have multiple ignitions. They are throttleable, so that is something else that's quite nice to basically use for landing. And I think, that being said, what I am going to do is I'm going to set up action groups in here. So if I get these 8 Merlin 1Ds, and if I go custom 1, and what I can do is I can shut down engines, so I don't have to worry about firing those up. And I think, actually, I will also grab the one in the middle, and we'll toggle that to shut down as well. Then that way it'll be a lot easier for me to go in and individually turn all of these on. I can't actually see that middle engine at the moment. Come on. Come on. Oh, I'm going to have to raise this up so that I can actually get access to that. Right, so we'll do that. And we'll go in and we'll go grab this middle engine. And I think what I am going to do is, due to the fact, yep, no, that config's okay. So custom 1, we want to shut down the engine. Very nice. Okay. And I am going to make this tank here ever so slightly smaller because we really did not need it that large. So I think maybe even 1 meter might be enough fuel in there to successfully land this. That gives us a thrust to weight ratio of 1.17 off the pad, which is a little bit better than we had. I think it was 1.16 before. Someone mentioned applying some RCS on this stage. I think that's probably a good idea. And then that way, we hopefully will be able to orient ourselves a little bit better once we have detached from this stage. There we go. We are going to go for 4 of these around like this. We will place those there. And we are going to make these MMH and NTO yet again. It's probably my favorite configuration of RCS fuel to actually use. So we're going to place those there. And I'm just going to get maybe 1 really small tank for this section. Maybe 2, just so it like lines up over here. We're going to go for radial tanks yet again. Radial tanks, where are they? There we go. Some integral ones. We're going to go for 2 of these. I'm going to change this to a oval, capsule rather than a sphere. I did not know the word there. Yeah, it's a capsule, I guess, because I just think that looks like a little bit better. So we're going to go for a 0.31 of these. Do I have 2 of those down? Yes, I do. We're going to fill that up with MMH and NTO. We're going to fill up the utilization, high pressure, aluminium, lithium. Yep, that looks good. MMH, NTO. I'm going to do a little bit of a flip like this. So they're that way. And then I'll just insert that in slightly there like that. And that should be okay for that. I think this is kind of getting in the way of this section ever so slightly. So what I'm going to have to do is we're going to lower the extra height, and I'm going to try and match this up so that it is nigh on perfect. There we go. I think that should be okay. Somewhere around there. And are these in as far as I want them to be? No, we're going to put those in just a little bit closer as well. There we go. That's very, very in line now. And yeah, that's looking quite good. I'm not sure what else I need to do for this. What can we go for? What else was there that I needed to do on this rocket? I've got RCS. I've set up action groups for those Merlin engines, which is definitely something that I did want to do. We need to try and figure out what's causing this to not go correctly. Maybe. Now, this might be a silly idea. I don't think. No idea is a silly idea. No, well, no, there are some silly ideas, but I think if I go for some kind of, rather than just having RCS, if we actually have a proper separation from this stage, that might work a little bit better. I'll see how that goes, though. Wow, that's a bit chunky. You don't want something quite that large. Maybe we'll have like these Saturn 4B ullage motors in a position around here somewhere. So they're just kind of coming off of the top. How does that look, though? I mean, they're a bit sticky outy. They're a bit pointy, but it's something different. Maybe if I set them in to be like that, that's not as bad. And I think we'll go for round 2. It's weird, your face cam isn't synced with your mic, is it not? I've looked through the live streams, or back through the live streams, and they seem to be fairly well synced. It might be ever so slightly off, I'm not sure. You could make the fairing smaller. What the large fairing here, I want this to be this large. Reason being is I've got ideas kind of like what I want to place in here, and I think this should be kind of a good size for the missions that I want to place in there. I might even need to extend it, I don't know, but everything else I think should be okay. 100 likes, very nice. Thank you everyone for liking this video. Thank you everyone for coming along to this video and liking it. Make it green. I'm not going to change the color yet, Alisea. I will do that when I have proved that it works, that we can be successful, completely successful. Fine for me. Yes, green is my favorite color. I mean, considering the logo, if I toggle flag visibility, it's white and orange, kind of my channel colors. I really don't think I'm going to be able to come up with a way that green is going to fit that color scheme very well in the slightest. But I don't know, when we actually come back to try and color this thing in, when we try and slap some paint all over the surface of this rocket, we'll see what we can do. See if I can get some green in there somehow. Maybe a little bit of green. BADA55 is the best color of green, by the way. Best color of green. Right, so I'm going to save this. We are going to roll this out to the launch pad. I need to change some staging. Those are going to get right. So those are going to go at the same time as those. That is also going to go at the same time as that stage. That stage has got loads on it. And I think what I might do is I might separate here. Then I will activate that engine at a later stage, and that might fix the issue of this extending. I don't know why these ullage motors didn't really separate us first, though, but hopefully with these combined at the top, we should be okay. Right, that is the staging done, as far as I'm aware. I think that's pretty much everything that I want. I've got the action group for those Merlin engines, which should be okay. So we're going to go to the launch pad and we are going to attempt launch number 2 of a reusable launch vehicle test. So why should it be CS or CA? Irish Rocket, give it a Mountain Dew color scheme. I mean, I am drinking Mountain Dew right now, so that would be highly fitting. Buy orange, hello green. No, we want green. Why is your channel logo CG when it should be CS? It's CS? Why CS? I'm a bit confused about CS. If anything, I'd have thought it would have been CN, but my channel logo is CG because my original, when I started the channel back in June last year, I originally was Carnassa Games, and if you listen to like episode 1 of Kerbal Gets Real and episode 2, I think I still say, hello everyone, Carnassa Games here, and I just changed it early on to Carnassa just because I thought it sounded a bit better than just sticking games on the end. There's, I don't know. Oh, what happened there? We had a bit of a wonky wobble there. That was interesting. But yeah, no. So I was originally Carnassa Games, and I've not changed my logo since I started this YouTube channel. I've changed my banner though. The banner that is now on every single thumbnail of every single video that I do, but it's not on the thumbnail of this one because I could not find a way to make that fit, and I thought having RO Reusability in big bold letters at the bottom looked much better than having my name on there, or my channel name anyway. Oh, we've got a monolith over there. Right, so let's go for launch number 2. Okay, how much longer must we wait for the question and answer? So I thought one thing, I don't know if I'm going to launch this and I'll talk about that whilst I launch it, right? So that should all be set up okay. We're going to do that. There we go. Engage autopilot. Let's take this off. And yes, now MechJeb should hopefully automate most of this process for me. And it's being a bit laggy again at the start. Oh no, it's a lot better than it was before. Right, so the question and answer. Originally, I was waiting until I got this webcam to start doing that. However, in full 180 pixel, this webcam looks trash. It really doesn't look very good. So I did want to have my face in it. And what I think I might do, I might even just use my phone or something like that, but I do need to get some sort of tripod system so it's not like wobbling all over the place. I don't know how long that's going to take me. Another thought that I did have about doing a question and answer episode or question and answer video, I might just do it on a live stream. Just kind of like do a chill live stream where I'm just sat not really playing any games. I might play some games, or I might play something very, very chill out and not really anything that I really need to pay attention to. So what I'll do is I'll just like chill out with chat and kind of see what everyone are asking me, and just answer all of the chat questions. That's another kind of thing that I thought I might do. And if I did something like that, that would be a Q&A on there as well. I'd do the Q&A on there. So, because Soviet Pride, Alessia, he has a girlfriend. Who has a girlfriend? If you're talking about my girlfriend, then don't tell Alessia, she shouldn't know. Hello, the Fox Gaming. Hello and welcome to the stream. Seen you pop up just a few times now, so I'm just gonna, usually in an RO video, once I get to this kind of stage when we're flying and I can just leave MechJeb do its thing, then that gives me plenty of time to look over at chat. So I'm sorry if I ignore people throughout the remainder of the stream, but this is chat checking time. Alessia, Kanasa, are you gay? Yes, I am very happy and merry. Oh, you don't mean that? Oh no. I'm not gonna really answer that question on here. I think that's probably not a good route to go down whilst I'm launching a reusable launch vehicle. No, we'll save that for the not safe for work question and answer session, definitely. Kanasa thinks he's smart enough to have a secret girlfriend. Maybe. Married to a boy. Alessia, Alessia, are you a man? Are you a man? What questions would a Q&A even involve? There is a Q&A section over on my Discord, which has quite a few questions already on there that I need to go through. I think there's probably about 20 on there so far. I mean, that kind of died off after I set it up, and then people asked questions, and then that's died off recently because I've not done the video, and I'm anticipating as soon as I do that video that more people will ask more questions. Hopefully. Anyway. Games, that's where the CG is from. No dislikes, Pog. Awesome. So 103 likes and no dislikes. Thank you once again, everyone, for liking this video. Thank you, Cloudboy, for pointing that out as well. So Alessia, I feel sorry for his girlfriend then, Lameo. He never leaves my house, so she can't be happy never seeing him. I mean, basically, Alessia is right. I never leave this house. All of my time at the moment is dedicated to, there we go, this looks a lot better, there we go, and we've got the engine firing, awesome, and we're going to have 231 meters per second left of Delta V, that's amazing, so this will get us to orbit, this will be fine. This is the part of this mission that I do want to focus on. If we can land this successfully, so we are going to turn off all of the engines, we are going to deploy those air brakes, and we are going to use Smart ASS to point us surface velocity negative. This is the one. This has to be. I feel it. I feel it in my bones. I don't know. I just have a feeling that this hopefully should work. And I think what I want to do, I mean, we are pretty much pointing the right way anyway, but if we just activate a couple of these engines, fire them up. If they, oh no, we need to unlock the fuel. Fire up the engines. Engines, go. Spin us around. Spin us around. Yes. That's good. Yep. No, if we fire up these engines, spin us around. There we go. We've used 2 engines to start slowing us down. And I think what I am going to do is I think once I get to about maybe 800 meters per second, if we come down at 2,000 meters per second or thereabouts, that should be okay. Yeah, I think if I have 800 meters per second of Delta V left over here, that should be a decent amount to slow us down for our final descent. Or so I imagine. Right. So, yeah, this is good. This is good. We're doing okay. We're doing okay. We're going to come over roughly over Germany again, right? So we are going to shut down all of those engines yet again. So they should now all be shut down. We are going to activate our RCS just so that we are trying to position ourselves in the right position. And I think we are going to activate this one solitary engine. And then when we get closer to the ground, we will try to land this. I think we're coming down at a speed where we're not really going to suffer too much with re-entry effects. At least I hope not. Nick Hajar, where did you launch from? I launched from Norwich in the UK. I'm playing with a mod that adds more launch sites, and I wanted to have the main launch site for this series be in Norwich just because I am from the UK and I thought it would be kind of cool to launch from somewhere that's really close to where I live. So yeah, so it's Norwich from the UK, so we're going to end up somewhere over Germany. And I think, like, in my head, what I'm feeling like is we are going to have a dedicated landing platform over in Germany where we're going to be landing every time rather than just landing somewhere like completely different. And the reason why I did want to launch from the UK, I've already mentioned it once in the stream, is I don't have to do a water landing this way. I knew that my trajectory would take me over mainland Europe if I launched from the UK, and it would be a lot easier to land because making a drone ship or something like Of Course I Still Love You in Realism Overhaul, I'm not sure how I would go about doing that. I'm sure it is possible, but I feel like launching from somewhere where I know that I am going to come over land would be the best way of going about this problem. Use the KGR suicide burn countdown. A lot of the time, this doesn't really give you a good indication. So it's telling me it's in 35 seconds, but that's not really going down properly. Excuse me. We're only going 180 meters per second at the moment. One thing that I would quite like to try, I want to see if MechJeb works again, but I want to see if once we get a little bit closer it works, or I don't know. No, I might try and land this on my own this time, and then, I mean, if I land it on my own, then we've proven that it can work, and I'll go messing around with MechJeb to see if we can actually get anything better working. Right, so how much thrust to weight ratio do we have with just this one solitary engine? If I get rid of those and place those up there, we want those up there. We've got the one engine, which will give us 3.29 thrust to weight ratio. We should have an additional 3 ignitions on this. Yes, we do. We're now 4,000 meters up and coming down. 16 seconds until we need to start our suicide burn, apparently. So I don't think that's going to be right, because it doesn't look like that's going to be right. We will deploy our landing gear just so I know they've been deployed already. Hopefully that doesn't cause these fairings to mess up again like they did last time. No, it looks like we are good. And we are now 2,500 meters from the ground. We are coming down rather rapidly. Well, 72 meters per second. We are slowing. These air brakes are doing us quite a considerable, well, a good job of slowing us down. I think once I hit 1,000 meters, I am going to attempt to fire up this engine. So 1,100, 1,000 now. We're going to fire up this single Merlin engine. And even this single one is going to be way too much to slow us down completely. Well, yeah, we're gonna need to fire that up again. So I think I'll kill rotation now. There we go, 10 meters per second. And maybe once I hit 50 meters per second. Right, I'm going to fire that up again. Let's slow ourselves down. Oh! We have landed! Successful touchdown! I think we were going at about 20 meters per second, which probably isn't good. But look at that! There we go, we've got a booster! We've landed a booster in Realism Overhaul! Successfully! There we go! Awesome! Now I just, yeah. That should do me for a really, really long time in this series. This is it's capable of lifting 22 tons to low Earth orbit. And it works. We can recover this. I'm honestly a bit gobsmacked that I managed to do that in 2 iterations of this design. That's amazing. Kanasa, another happy landing. That was a bit of a bumpy landing, I'm not gonna lie, but it worked though. It's something that we can use FMRS to actually recover this, or we could recover it using Kerbal Construction Time and actually place this booster on another second stage. Actually, yeah, no, I'm gonna ask chat now. Do chat think I should use? So for this, it would take me a bit longer to film the episodes, but I could use Kerbal Construction Time for this series, and I could actually save the boosters, and then I could reuse them And I could probably even keep a tally of how many times I've used that booster. I think that might be a really cool idea, but yeah, no. Say yeah in chat, or yes, or type 1 or whatever, if you think that that would be a really cool idea to do that, or if I should just use FMRS to recover them. But I think that would be pretty nice. Right, so we know that this works. I'm going to go back to the Space Center, or the Vehicle Assembly Building. So let's terminate the simulation now that that works. Awesome. I'm honestly, I'm so happy that that has worked after 2 attempts. That's way better. I thought I was going to be here for hours and hours and hours and struggle every single time trying to actually land this. Well, I think the overwhelming response in chat is definitely yes. So I think that yes, I will do that. We will use Kerbal Construction Time. We will actually reuse those boosters. And we will see how many times we can use them with success, which will be really cool. Kanasa, how about writing a KOS script to land it every time? That is also something that I do want to do. I do have KOS installed on this save. If I go into the avionics, we can have a look. And we do have KOS disk space. So I do have this installed on this save, and that is definitely something that I do want to look into doing KOS. Obviously, I'm a computer science student at university, so that is definitely something that I hope I should be able to do. But yeah, no. That would be definitely something. And then, I mean, if I get a script that works every time, then theoretically, I'm not playing with Kerbal Wind or anything, so there's nothing like that to get in the way of launches. Theoretically, I should be able to land these successfully every single time, which is awesome. Upper stage recovery. Now, that is going to be a bit more difficult. I'm not going to be able to do anything like that on this stream because that's going to be really tricky to figure out. I think that may be possible. It may be possible at some point, but that's going to take a really long time to design. Really, really, really long time to design. Potentially, one thing that I could do is I could use the first stage. I don't know how feasible this would be. Use the first stage, recover that first stage. And the second stage, I mean, this is basically Starship. First stage is this booster that we can recover. Second stage is going to be like a space shuttle or something that we land. It contains the engines and it also contains everything that we need to land. I don't know, that might be possible, but yeah, that's basically a glorified Starship. So payload recovery, that's gonna be different. On a boat, fairing recovery, crash adds simulations. Whoa, mean? Who cares about meanness? Why is Alice like, guys, I can't slap him now. It would be mean. Oh, I'm sure she'd slap me anyway. Or later on for being lippy or whatever. Right, so we have designed a reusable launch vehicle. So I think what I want to do now is probably do a mission with it. Although first, I think I should color this in. And it needs to be called something that's not reusable launch vehicles. So we have an Rl10P in here, 20P3, and we have a 9. So this is kind of like a Falcon, whatever the Rl10P is used for. What is the Rl10P used for? Does it say on its description? Let's have a little bit of a wait whilst it loads. We've got the early Hydrolox stage combustion engine. Oh, so this is an early engine? This is a really, really good engine. Or, no, it's the specific impulse isn't that good. It's all right. It's all right. Damn bots taking over a competitor. Being lippy or whatever. Yeah, I wonder why. Build an entire space station, assemble it in space, and then immediately recover the entire thing. If you saw the end of Kerbal Gets Real, I saw what happens when you try and send a space station through Earth's atmosphere. It doesn't end well. There's lots of explosions, and it breaks quite a lot. Yeah, so let's have a look. Relight Unicorn. We've already called the section, the transfer section is already being called Unicorn, so I can't call it again. SFS and Pegasus, small effing spaceship. That's a possibility to test the re-entry of the DSF, which is a part of BFR. Oh, Ziggy Kerman retracted that message as I was reading it. Hang on, call it Orpheus because it will be coming back like Orpheus came back from the underworld. That's not a bad name, actually. I kind of really like that. Pog, Relay, Eagle, Pog. There's a lot of Pog suggestions. Pogasus. I mean, I had Pegasus in the last series. That was a stage. I don't know if I want to reuse that name. I really like Orpheus. I really, really like Orpheus. I think that's a really cool name. I think, especially with the kind of connotations behind the name as well, it kind of fits. My bad, the missus was calling, so I'll have to watch that later. That's okay. Thank you for sticking by for the first part of this stream. From earlier on. Yes, no, I've the transfer stage for this is called the Unicorn. Carnassa, will NHSA develop its own engines? I don't know if I'm going to do that. I've used the Simple Procedural Engines mod before. Yeah, I think I'm going to call this, or at least the testing kind of name will be Orpheus. So this will be Orpheus, and we'll go 119, just because it's got one engine on its second stage, and it's got 9 engines on its first stage, so 19. And we're going to go reusable, just so I know what this is, reusable booster. There we go, reusable booster. I can save that as that. There we go. So now that I've got this a name, I think the next step that we're going to do, I really don't like these legs. I think after I've done this stream, I'll probably look and see if I can find some better legs and grid fins. But next step is going to be actually making this pretty, making it look good, slapping some conformal decals all over it, and then probably planning a mission inside. I think maybe what I will do is I will do a mission first. I'll add some conformal decals now just to make it look a little bit, but I'll come away and this will be the test flight of this launch vehicle. We'll actually launch this, and I'm just going to put just a few decals on so it does look like it is actually a New Horizons Space Agency launch. And what we're going to go for, we should have quite a lot of flags in here now. We've got, I'm going to go with one of these. We'll just slap one of those on there. I'm just going to make it big. Depth, there we go. I think that's a little bit too big. We'll whack that there and just place that there. And I think maybe I'll grab 2 of those actually. Oh, no. Put the symmetry up to 2, so we've got 1 on either side. And then this is just going to be solely a New Horizons Space Agency launch, as we are launching from Norfolk. So ESA and JAXA aren't going to be involved in this launch whatsoever. It is just us, and I think we'll get our logo, place that on the fairing just so it looks cool. I think we'll go for the black logo for this launch, make that bigger. There we go. And I don't know, what can we do for this? Select flag, and I think I'll put just something else on here. One more thing. Don't really know what to go for though. Is there any kind of like mission flag or anything that I've got that I could kind of just steal for this launch? I'm not sure. We've got not a lot. I think maybe just using another New Horizons Space Agency doesn't look like the best. I'll go for, I'm just going to whack one of these on one of these logos for now. There we go. Make it a bit smaller because that's a bit big. There we go. This is like our test payload, our secret payload. And then we've just got, yeah, I won't color this in because this will just be like a test run. Well, I might make this black, this section black, because I always have the boat tails at the bottom black, and then I'll make this black, and we are definitely not making a Falcon 9. This is not a Falcon 9, I swear. There we go. It looks like Falcon 9, doesn't it, basically? Right, and yeah, there we go. So I think that kind of looks a little bit more interesting than what we had before. Oh, one other thing that I do want to do, just one final thing. We're going to grab another couple of these, and we are going to place, if I can find it, not the Harper, we want NHSA. And then we'll just have this down the side. There we go. Something like this. And now you definitely know it's an NHSA rocket. And I'm not going to do a reusable launch vehicle, a modular launch pad or anything like that. There we go, Orpheus 1X. And I think what I'll do is I'll actually name this test, because this is going to be our test run of it. So, Kark, good God, what lonk, link, damn mobile, Kark, USSR flag, stick a Polish flag on it. Do I have the Polish flag? I'll whack some flags on it if people want me to whack some flags on it. So we'll place them down on the side here. I'm not sure what flags I actually have. If I put one there, we'll grab some flags. I'll have a look. Have a look. We've got Switzerland. We've got, so Katniss asked for Poland. We'll whack a Polish flag on there. I think we had a USSR flag. Unfortunately, in this series, by this point, the USSR has dissolved. It is the year 2000, so the USSR has been away for, well, it's been abolished for like the last 8 years. Why would you ever polish a flag? It's fabric. You can't make it shiny. Green. 1.10 flags. Is there 1.10 flags? USA, you want a USA flag on there? Go on, we'll whack a USA flag on there. We've got a United States flag here. I think if we're going through all the flags, I'm going to put a UK one on. Obviously, I'm from the UK, so I need to feel represented on this list. Yes, Polish flag. Make a reusable Korolev cross. That would be interesting. That would be really interesting. So what, basically have 4 of these stages as boosters on a big core stage, and then these separate off, and then we try and reuse them. Kanasa, please place a Brazil flag in that rocket. I will place a Brazil flag if I have one. I'm not sure if I do. I've just downloaded a country's flag pack, so basically, if the flag was in that flag pack, I will have it. I've got Italy, Germany, Czech Republic, Austria, Yukon. I don't think I do. These are Canadian territories, aren't they? Oh, that's interesting. I don't think I do have a Brazilian flag. Italy, Ireland, Japan, Portugal. I mean, it's not the same, but I've got a Portugal flag, and obviously you speak Portuguese in Brazil. I mean, it's not the same, but yeah, no, I don't think I have a Brazilian flag, unfortunately. Obviously, it just wasn't involved with the flag pack that I downloaded. The payload is going to Brazil! Yes, we're going to Brazil. China. Do I have China? I do have a China flag, so we'll whack one of those on as well. Sorry about that, though. I would have put that on if I had. Come to Brazil. Use a Canadian flag. Calvin McClure, of course I'll use a Canadian flag. Where are they? I've got an actual Canadian flag, I imagine. There we go. Canada. Awesome. So we've got a Canadian flag on there as well. Chinese flag. I've got that. Come to Brazil. I'm just having a quick look through and seeing what else. Finland. Okay, Katniss, we'll whack Finland on there as well. I think we're going to have to start moving these over. This is going to basically look like an ESA kind of launch vehicle, except rather than just having European states, we're going to have states from all over the world. Right, so what was the last one? Finland. I have Sweden. I must have Finland if I've got Sweden, I'd have thought. We've got Russia. I reckon we can whack Russia on there as well. This is just going to be a long, slow process. Finland, there we go. I'm just looking through. Earth flag, we'll get an Earth flag. Japan, Alisea wants Japan, we'll get Japan on there. It's just going to be a multitude of all of the different countries. And unfortunately, this takes a really long time every time that I want to open this up. There we go, we've got Japan. Is that the new... That is Japan's flag, isn't it? Yeah, there we go. Japan, next to America. Germany, we've got a vote for Germany. I will get round to launching this eventually, but at the moment, yeah, no, we'll just go, we'll add everything that people want. I thought that was Germany, that's the wrong way around. It's Belgium, there we go, we've got a German flag. We'll grab another one of these. What else have we got? Australia, cheeseburger. Jay Ceratops wants a cheeseburger. I don't think I have a cheeseburger flag, unfortunately. Do I have an Australia one? Where am I looking? Oh, that's New Zealand. I saw the Union Jack in the top corner and I thought, oh, there we go. But no, that's New Zealand. Oh, there we go. Australia. There we go. So quite a few Union Jacks on this. Doesn't Hawaii have a Union Jack in their state flag? Which is really bizarre, I think. Nando's flag. I don't think I have a Nando's flag. Spifco flag. I don't think I have a Spifco flag either. Although that is definitely something that I do want on here. Then get one at Carnassa. I can't do it in the game because they won't load in the game, I don't think. I've tried doing it before. I'll whack a... I'm going to have a quick look. Australia, Argentinian. Do I have Argentina? If I have Argentina, but I don't have Brazil... No, it seems like that I'm missing South American countries. There's no South American countries in there whatsoever. So just placed a Suriname. Suriname flag. Do I have a Suriname flag but not a Brazilian flag? That would be I've got Slovakia, Spain, Switzerland, Ukraine. No, unfortunately I don't. So IKEA flag. Alice, stop making silly suggestions. Okay, don't worry. That's so much. Carry, Finland, Chinese. I'm just going quickly back. Germany. And I think that's pretty much most of them that I have seen. I think anyway. North Korea flag. We got a North Korea flag. We want a France one. Okay, I'll grab a French flag. I must have a French flag. If I've got most of the European countries, so we'll go for that. And I think maybe I'll leave that, and then we've got just 2 lines of flags. And I think there we go. Yeah, I think 2 lines of flags at the moment is probably going to be all right. I think if we get any more, all I'm going to be that will be the stream. I'll just end up just putting flags on the side of a rocket for the entire stream rather than actually getting around to doing anything interesting. I mean, I probably could put one more on, but I think, yeah, no, I'll leave that for there. I'll leave that at that for now. We'll save this up. There we go. We've got our test rocket. We've got a whole multitude of countries that we are representing with this. And yeah, we're going to try and launch a mission with this. So what I need to do, we will overwrite that. We are going to open up our... I need to actually buy all of the parts. There is something that I want. I want the unicorn transfer stage. So we're going to jump back to this because I do need to go through and I do need to make this usable now. So we've got our transfer stage and I think I'm just going to color this in. How long is this? 6 meters. So I think the payload fairing that we've got for this will be okay. Right, we are going to, I think I'm going to go for a nice white, just like plain white. Everything will be rather clean. I will go through the new rocket and change it slightly, but at the moment I think, yeah, nice and white. Maybe we'll go for Cortex. Let's have this set to silver and we will change this to white paint and we'll make it a bit specular so it's a bit shiny, a little bit shiny, and we'll go for white of these fuel lines as well. There we go. We'll make those a little bit shinier. And then I love this section in white as well. So yeah, it's gonna be very white, but I feel like whites are very clean and it looks clean and modern. And obviously this series is starting in 2000. So we'll go for that. I think I'm going to change these fuel tanks to be very shiny. There we go. And keep them gold because I like. No, not brown. We want gold. Gold is the color that we want. Right, there we go. So we've got a very shiny transfer stage. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of copy what the NASA Space Agency from Kerbal Gets Real went with, and we're going to have orange avionics because it's just what I'm used to, and it means that I know that I've got avionics on a vehicle. There we go. That should have sufficient avionics, I hope. Avionics are sufficient. I'm going to remove my drink out of the way so I know kind of how much money that I do have left. There we go. Excuse me. Sorry. Right. So now that that's done, I think that is, yeah, we're going to move this across to here. We're going to save this, and that will be the unicorn transfer stage. And this weighed about, what, 17.5 tons? 1 RL10. There we go. We'll do that. We'll save that. Save that. Now we're going to work on a mission. I'm going to work on a mission. We're going to actually launch something to space that is going to be useful. And I think the first thing that I want to do in this series, I do want to go back to the moon. And I want to scan the moon. I want to explore the moon, kind of exploit its resources, have a look around, see what we can gather there. So that when we set up a surface base later on in the series, we know kind of like the landing sites that we want to go for. And it might be something on the lunar South Pole or something. I'm not sure if I'm going to do what I did in Kerbal Gets Real and have a system of reusable vehicles that go to and from the surface of the moon. I think I did that idea to death in the last series, so I'll probably just have kind of like direct missions to there, but I don't know. We'll see how the series goes on. Pogosity. Blind from everyone. So I'm just going, before I start building this, let me just have a look. I'm heading to bed, Nuke Guy. Make them behave. Well, thank you for coming by the first part of this stream. And yeah, no, have a good sleep. Kevin McClure, can't wait to reveal my Centaur D stage. I'm sure it looks absolutely incredible. This LV is very pogic, like thick. Nice. What is NHSA Universe? What do you mean, what is NHSA universe? Suriname flag is upwards to the Spanish flag. Oh, I didn't see it. Due to my madness today, for the rest of the stream, I'll talk in Irish with subtitles. Don't begin talking in Irish. Well, is Irish a language? It must be. It must be. I'm not sure. No, I won't speak English. I already went IRA last year. Not that great, but still. Oh dear, I'm not going to get into that. That seems to be far too controversial of a topic to talk about whilst I do this on the stream. Anyway, we're going to make a mission, and we're going to make a mission that's going to go to the moon. And I think, yeah, I want to go to the moon. And I want to set up some kind of polar kind of satellite where we're gonna basically scan everything. And I think I should have all of the ScanSat parts. I do. Fantastic. All of the new ScanSat parts, and I really hope they work. So first things first, we are going to need some kind of probe core. And I think we'll go for a procedural probe core to begin with, because procedural probe cores do actually look rather nice. And I'm going to go for a foil texture. I think we'll go for the square. I like the square. The square is probably my favorite one of these to go for. There we go. Do I have RCS build aid? I do. Fantastic. That's going to really help. So we're going to go for one of these. Probably don't need it anywhere near this big, but we'll see once we start attaching scanning. Yeah, see, that's huge. That's massive. So we are going to want some kind of resource scanner on here. Let's go through this and have a look and think what we are going to need. So this will scan us biome, visual low res, and resource low res. So that doesn't do altimetry, and that doesn't do those in high resolution. So I'm gonna get that to the side. We'll just place that over there for now. This does biome and resource high res at an altitude of 250 kilometers. Right. So this had something else on there. That had visual low res and resource low res. And this has, what does this have? This has biome and resource high res. So we could do, so if I get rid of the biome and just have those, no, I'm gonna go through and have a look at what else we've got. Right. That's the same as what we've got out already as this, except it's smaller, which I think might be better for what we want to do with this. So if we just whack that on the side there like that, that is very, very big still though. Very, very big. Biome and visual low res, that is huge. Why? These are massive. These are absolutely huge. Place the flags, Canasta, please. Once I go back, once I grab the rocket for this, I will go back and I will place the flags. So it's the Suriname flag, I believe it was. So we are going to, well, we've got this. We've got this one scanner which is able to, it's so hard to remember all of these different scans. There's so many scans now. I think it might, I kind of want to try and build a probe that is capable of performing every single scan that we do have. That might not be feasible though. So we've got radar altimeter. We are going to need one of those. And I mean, it's not really. So this is tiny. This is so small. And then we've got this massive, huge thing. Big Chungus kind of scanner over here. Like, what is that? It's massive. It's huge. Maybe I can get away with placing this on the top. We are going to have to offset this so that it is in line. There we go. I think that actually is where our center of mass should be. We'll place something like that on there. Maybe move it up ever so slightly. There we go. That's something done. Excuse me. Then if we get a radar altimeter on the side like this, and then we can just kind of like offset that in slightly. Something like that. Cool. That should do us nicely. How much does this weigh? This already weighs 1 ton. It's a big boy. Big boy probe. Right. Can we make this weigh or make this situation a little bit better? Yes, I imagine we can. There we go. Down to just over 1/2 ton. Much better. So this is resource high resolution. We are definitely going to want one of these on here. That is vitally important. And I think if we can just stick that on here like that. And I am going to get RCS build aid up to try and help me figure out where I need to place my RCS for this to actually work. But there we go. This is kind of like looking... Yeah, it's kind of a mishmash. And I think I might place some solar panels on there to make it, like, give it actual power. Right, name the satellite Big Chungus. We could, yeah, it could be the Big Chungus satellite. It definitely could. I mean, I did call it that earlier on, didn't I? So it is. It's a big boy satellite. I mean, that's a meter. So this is like 2 meters tall. So that a person is like that big. It's way bigger than a person. Which is pretty mad. Kanasa, I have to go now. Good luck with your stick rocket. Thank you very much, Wretched Music 87. Thank you for coming by the stream, and thank you for the super chat donation in the Minecraft one. I'm fairly sure that I thanked you in there then, but I remember reading back through the chat and you mentioning it again. So thank you yet again for that from Saturday. Anyway, so enjoy the rest of your evening, Big Bertha. This will be the Big Bertha probe. Okay. So, we've got high-res resources, low-res resources, biome, and low-res altimetry. We need high-res visual, low-res visual, and we also need high-res altimetry, and then we should be good to go. So, I just need to find those. Where can I find these? That's visual low-res. There must be something else that provides visual low res though, surely. I would have thought. That's not what I want. That just does, that's biome and resource high res, that's okay. Hang on. No, that's good. Very shiny. Katniss, I think she said see ya and left. We haven't heard from Alicea for ages. She may have gone. She might be asleep. She likes to sleep a lot. I mean, it is 20 past 10 where we are at the moment, and she has been at work all day, so there is a good chance that she might have fallen asleep as well. I mean, I've been at uni all day as well, but this uni, she does actual work, so I just learn and stuff. Anyway, we need, what does this do? This altimetry low res. Whoa! That's enormous! Look at that! That's like the little baby one. That's like, look at the size difference. What? That's huge! That's massive. That's massive. Absolutely massive. Bagora? Isn't Bagora the name from Tundra for the starship, I think? Anyway. So, Connoisseur, what's the overall goal besides reusing the rocket? So, I've built a reusable launch vehicle in this live stream already. That took me way less time than I thought it would. I was kind of hoping that would take me the entirety of the stream. So now what I'm going to be doing is we're going to be sending some kind of mission to the moon, because the moon's nice and easy to get to. And we are... Oh, actually, I've never launched to the moon from such a high inclination. That's going to be interesting. Oh, that could prove very, very interesting. I don't know how that's going to play out, but we'll see. But yeah, no, we're going to launch to the moon, and we are going to try and scan the lunar surface. I mean, I could potentially launch in a polar inclination, which is going to put me on a course with the moon, but oh, that's going to be hard to work out. It's going to be very difficult to work out. I think, I'm sure I probably could do it given some time, but as I've never done that before, there might be something better to do for another time, but I'll see when we get there. Right, I need one of these. This is high-res altimetry, so we do need one of these. And we're going to place that. What does that look like once it's extended? Where does that extend to? So that extends like that. Interesting, which means currently I am thinking of placing my solar panels over here. Cool. So we've got high-res altimetry, and now we're going to need high-res and low-res visual imaging, which I'm really kind of struggling trying to find anything that actually does those. That's visual low-res, Visual low res. Oh, we might have visual low res on here already. Okay, so we've got visual low res. We just need visual high res. And then we should be good to go. I believe. What is going to give me visual high res? That's resource high res. So that looks like quite a cool little scanning device. That's resources. Resource high res. Okay. I can't actually find anything that gives me a visual high res. I mean, it's not really anything critical for this mission, but it just means I'll get some very cool maps of the moon, and I would kind of quite like those. No. What about this? Resources. Resource high res. No. Survey scanner's not going to do it. What about this? That's a surface scanning module. Yeah, no, I'm struggling to find anything that is going to be able to give me that visual high resolution, which is a little bit sad. Unless I want to filter by module, potentially. I'm not sure. Sabine Kadria. I'm assuming this is Nuke Guy's alternate account. Thank you for the donation. I vote for Big Chungus Rocket. P.S. Can you also add Romanian flag when you rearrange them? Yes, I can. I definitely can. And I mean... Oh, I could call it the Big Chungus Rocket. I feel like as you have donated money to the stream, I feel like I'm obligated to... I feel like I'm obligated to actually name that after that. Oh, but do I really want to call my main reusable launch vehicle Big Chungus throughout the entire series? or what was it? It was the Big Chungus rocket. I mean, I think I might go with the original name and then it can be nicknamed the Big Chungus. How about something like that? So what's the version of your game? I'm searching for a South American flags mod. I've got 1.10. I'm on 1.10, I think. The ScanSat telescopes will do a high-res visual. I was right-clicking on all of them, and I can't find any ScanSat. If I type in ScanSat, ScanSat, there we go. This should bring up all of the ScanSat stuff. And none of them seem to have visual high-res, which is a little bit sad. I think the ones that may be able to do visual high res may have been taken out of RO. They might not be correctly configured to RO, which is a little bit sad, but oh well. There is one other thing that I can quickly check. There should be an option for ScanSat somewhere in here, I think. There we go, scan. And if there's nothing in here, then that's unfortunately... that will mean that I won't be able to do a visual high res, and I think that might be the case. No, unfortunately, yeah, no. That is, yeah, we're not going to be able to do a high res visual scan. Oh well, but that's a little bit annoying. So our center of mass is a little bit over this way, so we are going to have to try and correct that somehow. And I think the way I'm going to do that is we will change the symmetry to mirror. And oh, those are new. I've never seen these before. These must be Radionicts. Oh, very nice. Very, very nice. I like. It looks very cool. Looks very, very cool. I really actually kind of like the look of that. How does that look when it's retracted? That doesn't look too bad. And we can retract that as well. Does that all fit in nicely? If that does all fit in nicely, I think I might go for this. It does. Oh, amazing. Right, so we're gonna go for 2 of these. Mirrored. Apparently not. That's not mirrored. Ah, no, it's mirrored the wrong way. It's mirrored the wrong way. If I mirror, no. Ah, that's a shame. Actually, the way that I can fix that is if I change this to this side, something like that. There we go. We change this to this side, and then we whack these on there, and then we can mirror these, and there we go. We've got them both on that side now, and then we can offset these back, something like that. We will change the center of mass ever so slightly. If we can raise that up just a little bit, something like that, and we will extend those panels, and hopefully it should all kind of nicely fit and kind of set our center of mass to a position which is all right. I hope these are sun tracking. Mark G. Sputnik, thank you for the $20. Thanks for the quality content as usual, Carnassa. I agree that Big Chungus is better as a nickname. Okay, so yes, no, I think I will. I think I'll use that as a nickname for the rocket, and we're going to go with the original rocket name as the actual name. But no, it will be a nice nickname for the reusable launch vehicle. Right. Yeah, no, I hope these... Oh, we've got right and left. Are they tracking? They are tracking, so that's not too bad. So they will kind of make their way over to the right position. There we go. This is going to be our probe that makes it over to the moon. It currently weighs 1.2 tons, which means we are able to get a little bit of fuel on this. Right, so we're going to grab... Oh, well, I'm going to sort out the avionics first because I haven't done that yet. And we do not need that much electric charge. No way. I think probably we'll go for 10,000 for this stage, because that should be enough battery to survive the night around the moon. How much do we get? We get loads of electric charge from these. That's fine. Awesome. And yeah, what was I checking? We weigh less than a ton. Less than a ton, which is kind of really, really nice. So our center of mass is ever so slightly offset. I'm going to have to bear that in mind. I do have RCS build aid, which hopefully should actually help me build this up. We are going to grab ourselves an integral tank. Maybe make it a little bit wider and a little bit shorter. That's the... Oh, maybe I'll grab just a regular one of these. Right, so we'll go for an integral tank there. Cannilasacea sounds like a cure for an STD. Why was that the comment that I immediately was drawn to when I turned my focus over to the chat? That is probably not not the best of ones to say, but yeah, he do. Does he have one? Do I have one? What? Oh, no. Aren't they called STIs anyway now? Super chat! So, Katniss, done. There we go. Who said they were his girlfriends? Sono? Didn't Sono say he was married to me earlier on or something? Or did I completely missed that. I was far too busy doing whatever I was doing at the time, so I completely missed what was going on there. But that's from what I saw, that's what I gathered anyway. Right, we're going to do this. I'm going to turn this into foil. No, I want that to be a cone. We're going to turn this into foil like that. We're also going to make the ends foil because then it's shiny and foily all over. Yes, something like that will do me very nicely. We're going to grab that up there. Fantastic stuff. Then we're going to place our RCS on here so we've got a little bit of control. And I think I'm going to go for yet again just... Oh no, we're going to change this from mirror now. And I'm going to go for 4 of these small ones because we won't need anything bigger than these small ones. Change that to MMH NTO. We'll raise that up. We are going to fill up this tank with MMH and NTO. That puts us up to almost 2 tons. And there we go. We can see that our center of mass does not really nicely align through our center, well, our RCS build aid. It's having a little bit of a cry, but we can do things to try and fix that. So we're going to grab one of these engines just to give it a little bit of thrust. And we're going to go MMH NCO. We're going to raise that up. There we go. And I think what I can do is, hopefully, I should be able to move this engine into a position where, with a little bit of luck, there we go, somewhere around there, we shouldn't really be having that much of an issue with this center of mass being slightly offset. However, I am going to quickly check this, and when this goes down, yes, we are going to have a bit more. We're going to have a bit more torque applied when our fuel tanks go down somewhat, but I'm really not going to use much of this fuel in the slightest. I imagine most of the fuel that we are going to be using will be done with the unicorn transfer stage that we're going to do. Right, so I'm going to place... See, if I made 2 of these, it would solve a lot of issues, but unfortunately, I can't really afford the symmetry considering how heavy these things weigh. So I'm just going to extend this out yet again, just to make sure that it does all line up, that it doesn't get in the way of anything. I think we are good. I think we are perfect. We've got ourselves a little scan probe that is going to go around the moon. And final thing that we need to do. So, what was going to be the name for this? I saw what it was. I'm going to call it the BC satellite. There we go. BC lunar scan. BC lunar. If I can type lunar scan. And I mean, no one knows what BC stands for, but people on stream do know what BC stands for. That is obviously the Big Chungus Lunar Scanner. So, the defroster Discord link doesn't work. That's because the Discord link in the video that you can see is in all caps, because that is the font that I use for my channel. And Discord links are case sensitive. If you want to go to the Discord, there should be a link in the description that should actually work. BC stands for Batignolles Chatillon. Chatillon? I'm not sure. Oh, hey, I'm back. Welcome back, Wretched Music 87. Welcome back to the stream. Small RCS, join the dark side. Who wants cookies? What is the dark side? I mean, are you talking about the dark side from Star Wars? What else does the dark side have to offer me? What can the dark side offer me that I don't already have with... I don't know. The dark side can probably offer me quite a lot if I'm going to be particularly honest. It can offer me power and fame and fortune, and we can rule the galaxy as RP1 YouTubers. I really don't know where I'm going with this. Right, so we've got ourselves a lunar probe, the Big Chungus lunar scan probe. That's all done. So now that that's done, we're going to come to our sub-assemblies. We're going to grab the unicorn transfer stage. We're going to whack this on here like that. There we go. We shouldn't have any issues with thrust on that. We're going to have to change our... was that flag always on there? I'm gonna get rid of that. Toggle flag visibility. We shouldn't have any issues with thrust going through this. So it does look a little bit bizarre, this design, but oh well. BC lunar scan. There we go. I'm going to save this because I want to save it with this on there. We need to sort out our staging. So we want that to go, and then we want that to go, and then we want those to go at the same time as that. Those to go at the same time as that. That to go at the same time as that, and then that to go at the same time as that. There we go. And in vacuum, we get 8,169 meters per second of delta V. So that's going to be way more than the 4,000 that we need to get to, well, a low lunar orbit. And actually, I think... Oh, did I do the avionics on this? No, I did not. We do not need 100 tons, though, and we do need it to be deep space. So we're going to go for 5 tons on there. That should be more than enough. We've got enough battery power. Yep, that should be good. Right, so the RCS should all work. That should all be good. We're going to override that. And I'm just going to put one quick conformal decal on here. I'm going to go... I think we'll just go for just a standard NHSA down the side of here, and then we'll get back to the launch vehicle and we will add some of those extra flags that people wanted on. So I'm going to go for this decal, just something like this. New Horizons Space Agency. We'll make it rather big, and we'll just, do something like that. There we go. So we know it's the New Horizons Space Agency property. If anyone were to find this stranded in a field in the middle of Surrey, well, they know where to return it to. We should have some kind of return address on the actual logo. And then that way, once we try to return our rockets and our launch vehicles, if they do end up going somewhere completely illogical, well, they can just send it back to us in the Royal Mail or something. That'd be very, very helpful if people could do that. Right, so this is done. This is done. We're going to open up, because I don't think I saved the other one as a sub-assembly, did I? No, I did not. So I'm going to save this. I have a constant habit of saving all of the time, just because I really don't want things to crash and burn. Right, so we've done that. It's time to launch. Time to load up the Orpheus 19 test, which is going to be our first actual test of a reusable launch vehicle. Return address, Carnassar Docks. I mean, I wouldn't use my actual address. I wouldn't do that. That would be really rather silly. Really rather silly. Right, so we've got all of these flags on here. We're gonna put some more flags on. I think we've got probably the best way to do this would be to do this. And I know there was a Suriname one, and it was above Spain, apparently. There is no Suriname one. So we've got SpaceX, South Africa, South Korea, Slovakia, Russia. I can't see it at all unless I'm being completely blind, which I very well may be. But I can't see that in the flags that I do have. But what else was there? Hey, Canada, we've got a Canadian flag on there. I said, why would you eat flavored soap? That's not very nice. I would not really want to. That's South Africa. The one directly above. The one directly above Spain is South Africa. The triangle thingy. I mean, that's South Africa, but I can put that on. So we got a South Africa. Somewhat, there was something else. There was definitely another flag that someone asked for. There was definitely another flag that someone asked for, and I can't remember what it was. If whoever it was in the chat who asked for a different North Korea, I don't think I have a North Korea flag. I've got a South Korea flag. I might have a North Korea flag. North Korea have decided to settle their differences from the entire world and have decided to work with the New Horizons Space Agency to send a satellite to the moon. It's definitely not a spy satellite of any description. No, it's for the benefit of all mankind, for all Kerbal kind. Great series. Go watch it. Go check out. Definitely go check out that series if you haven't already. It's a fantastic series, and I am looking forward to it coming back. Definitely. Romania. Yes, it was Nuke Guy. Nuke Guy asked for Romania. Yes, there we go. We've got a Romanian flag. Cool, there we go. And I think we need 3 more, because otherwise this looks a little bit off-putting. Because it needs to be uniform. It needs to be uniform. Kana, so do you like the taste of soap? No, if I'm going to be particularly honest, I don't. I'm not sure if I've ever really tried to take a chunk out of a bar of soap. But, I mean, if the smell's anything to go by, I think eating that would be pretty grim. So, there we go. Vatican City. Do we have a Vatican City flag? We've got Ukraine, Switzerland, Slovakia. I'm not sure if we have a Vatican flag. It doesn't look like we do. No Vatican flag, unfortunately. Not that I can see anyway. Once again, I might be being completely blind. We need to give Beardy a new arm. Yes, he is recovering, though, as far as I'm aware. He did the community post not that long ago saying that he is kind of recovering, although he is still very busy with uni. Obviously, he injured himself due to the fact that he was working really hard at university. So he's got a lot of uni work to be doing. So I'm not expecting any episodes. I'm not really expecting any frequent episodes from him because I do understand he's going to be very busy with university. I am very busy with university as well. But like I said, I am very much looking forward to when that series comes back because it is a very cool series. Italy flag. We'll grab an Italy flag. I must have Italy. I seem to have all of the European countries. There we go. We've got Italy. Isn't flavored soap referring to the smell it has? It probably is. That's what I imagine. So, Ukraine, Sweden, and Italy. Right, so yeah, no, I think I'll go for that. Ukraine, Sweden, and Italy. This is basically now a European Space Agency rocket, except we've also got the United States. We've got South Africa, and, well, United States, South Africa, who else? Japan, and Canada, and China. So, yeah, this is a very multinational rocket. Right, we'll grab this. And who was it? It was Ukraine, Italy, and Sweden, wasn't it? It was Sweden was the last one. So, Sweden, you have made the cut. Sweden is part of this multinational rocket that we are sending to space. And I did only do it one side, thankfully, because otherwise I'd have had to change quite a lot of those. Right, we're going to overwrite that. Here we go. We have our rocket that has multiple nationalities on. I am going to grab, yeah, I've just saved it. I've literally just saved it. I need to stop doing that. I've saved it. The game is saved. I'm going to grab this. I'm going to put it in a sub-assembly. There we go. And this is going to be the Orpheus 1-9 test big chungus. There we go. So that's all saved up. I'm going to whack that back on here. We're going to save this because, like I said, I save all the time. And we're going to go back to the... Where is it? Where did it save? BC Lunar Scan. Big Chungus Lunar Scan. And we are going to whack this on this launch vehicle. We're going to build it up and we're going to send it on its way to the moon. So let's just grab this up a little bit. And we will place this here like this. If it lets me load it. Any second now. I believe in you, Orpheus. You can do it. See, that actually isn't quite big enough. We don't have quite enough room in this payload fairing. I'm going to have to make them a little bit bigger. I think maybe we'll go for 14 meters. I think that should be fine. We've got enough delta V on this to suffice for that, so we will do that. Right, there we go. And we are going to save this now that we've got the launch vehicle on. And I think whilst I'm at it, just to make this look a little bit cooler, we will make ourselves at least some semblance of a modular launch pad because they do look really, really good. They look much better than just the generic launch clamps that we do have. Canasta, sorry, I didn't find a flags mod where have South American flags and have a version to 1.10. Okay, that's probably why I don't have any of them because I did try and download as many flag pack mods as I could when I started this save. And yeah, and obviously I am missing a lot of the South American ones. Excuse me. If you do, I can't guarantee that. Alisea, you better not have flavoured soap. Do I want to say anything about that? I don't know if I do. Right, so we want a launch stand or a launch plate. Do we want a launch plate or do we want a launch stand? What launch plates have we got? We've got the ones for the N1. And we've got the Falcon 9. We've got just generic square ones. I don't really want a plate. I want a stand. So I don't want the Vanguard. I want just a generic stand or a base. There we go. Mini frame. That's a little bit too small. We're going to go for a small frame. And this. I think I'm just going to do a really, really, really basic one for this, just because I want to get this launched. So, what is this? Is this Titan? Yes, we've got a Titan stand. I think actually I might even go for one bigger. So medium frame. Yeah, medium frame. Medium frame is definitely a lot more the size that I think this should be. Right, so if we go for a Titan service tower, I feel like this looks like very rough and ready and it's kind of like a good test. If we go, what kind of colors have we got? We can go for yellow for now. It is kind of just like a test color, right? I want the remainder of this though. So single piece, is that the entire length? Yes, it is. So if we go for a bottom core, we change this to yellow so it all matches, and then we try and get that single piece on here at some point. Nope, we need to extend it a little bit more. Core section, that doesn't seem like it wants to go where it should. I think if we go for an 18 meter, why can't I place that on there? That's a little bit confusing why that won't work, but I guess what we can do is we can do something like this. Can I get top? Top might be better, although if we want a top, I do need this to be a little bit bigger. Right, there we go. We go. Oh, place that on there like that, and we whack this down, and that looks to be like it's. I'm not going to use this launch tower. It doesn't seem to want to connect up properly. So what else have I got? What else have I got that I can use? Something simple. I need something. No, we don't want a Sawyer's crew elevator. That's definitely not what we want to go for. No, definitely not. Conassa, what has happened in the last 40? What has happened in the last 40 what? In the last 40 minutes? We've built a lunar scanner. We've put a load of flags on the side of this rocket, and now I'm trying to build a launch tower that kind of works, but I mean, no, that's too small. I want to have something that reaches all the way up here so that we can theoretically pump in hydrolox into this stage, because it is a hydrolox stage. Obviously, we are going to want to pump some fuel into there. But it's actually, no, I've already used that. I've already gone down that route. That didn't go very well the first time, so we're not going to go down that the second time. I could just go for a, extra large modular service tower section. Ooh, I like them extra large. No, I don't think we want an extra large. I think if we go for medium core, yes, this looks like it's going to be a reasonable size, and I think we'll place it over here. Medium tower core, and what we want to do is we want to have the tower base off. There we go, and that actually should match in with this tower. Although it doesn't look like it does. It is clipping ever so slightly. Come on, modular launch pads. Get it all sorted. Do we have yellow in this? I kind of really like the yellow as kind of like a test kind of design. I'm just going to go red. We'll go red. Unfortunately, we don't have yellow. That's sad. Right, there we go. Okay, so that is... We'll get that off. And there we go. We've got 2 sections of that. Now I just need... probably one more. We go like that. There we go. That looks very close to the top, but oh well. Gives us enough room for us to just whack some of these things on. Well, umbilical cords. There we go. Umbilical cords, yes. So Conasa is 12 though. I'm 12, am I? That's news to me. Thought I was a bit older than that, but I might be wrong. I forget my age. Right. That is the wrong way round, so I'm going to have to grab this and do a 180 flip so we can actually get access to the nodes on the other side. And we just need some kind of small umbilical. Something small. That's like that is just going to spear right through the rocket. I know you can change the deploy limit, but that's a little bit too big. I think we might have to move this away. Probably. And I am actually going to go grab some of the regular hold downs just because they really do secure the rocket on the launch pad and it makes it a lot less terrifying. So we'll do that as well. Right, we want 4 of those and we want them at 45 degrees. We'll place them there. There we go. And to be honest, I might just launch this like this. Unless people want to see me try and finish the modular launch tower. I kind of just want to get to a launch. I feel like I've been in the vehicle assembly building for ages now, and I do want to, I want to get to launching this, right? So we only want 1 ladder, and we'll place that over there. And the color of that will be red to match that. There we go. So yeah, do people want to see me try and faff around with placing umbilical cords on this for probably like the next 10 minutes, or do they want to see the mission actually go ahead? So Kanasa, are you going to do any other missions after this or nah? I don't know. I'll see what time I'm on once I do this. Once I finish this mission. Yes, let the big chungus take off. I mean, that's 2 votes for yes. That's enough for me to go launch this vehicle. Actually, no. First things first. It's time to pay for tooling. How much is this going to cost? I mean, it's only 47,000. How long? It'll take us 56 days to build this. Oh, sweet mama, that's a lot of money. Oh, well, we're going to do it. We're left on 2 million funds. Okay, so we're going to save this, and we're going to launch. There we go. Oh, that's expensive. There we go. We're left on 1.6 million funds, but this is a reusable launch vehicle. We'll be getting some of the funding back. Well, not some of the funding back. We'll be reusing this again and again and again. Which would be really cool. So we'll get a lot of use out of this, I imagine. Right, so save, launch. Yes, we've got BC Lunar Scan added to our build list. We can leave the vehicle assembly building and we can start, well, preparing for this. And I'm going to go into I'm going to go into the admin building or the contracts building and see what contracts that I've got to pick up. I've not really set up the contracts in this yet. And there might be a little bit more of fiddling around that I'm going to do in that building to kind of get me at a point where I'm happy with, because I've not done any of the contracts. I've done the first launch contract and that's it. So I'm going to go in there and have a look and see what I've got available to me. And yeah, mission control. What have we got available? Carmen. Yeah, we've got the Carmen line and the downrange milestone to do. Which, I mean, I'm gonna pick these up and I'm gonna do them because we are gonna be able to do them. If we don't do them, that would be, well, we know we can get to orbit, so we are definitely gonna be able to do that. And what I want to do, we'll pick up that because that is definitely something that we are going to be doing. High resolution altimetry of the moon. High resolution resource. Yes, we're going to be doing that as well. Low resolution altimetry scan sat of the moon. Yep, we're going to be doing that. Low resolution resource scan of the moon. We're going to be doing that as well. So anything, yep, we're going to be doing that. Anything to do with the moon, we're going to be doing. So we don't have the high res visual one. So that didn't really matter anyway. So unless it falls under one of these. No, it does not. So we are good to go. Right, so we've got a whole load of missions set up in preparation for this. We are going to, did I build two? I'm going to get rid of I'm going to scrap the first one. And then we're just going to build the second one. And that should definitely be the one that we are going to be using. Right, so we're going to warp to complete. I'm sorry if anyone suffers from any kind of epileptic seizures from flashing lights. That was a bit horrible. That was very in your face flashing. So 47,000 tooled. Yes. I mean, is that a lot or not a lot? It's been a while since I played RO. Carnassa. Why the name Carnassa to the channel? That's going to be on one of my question and answer, well, my question and answer video when I do it. But basically, it's nothing to do with cars or NASA. And I mean, I might as well say kind of what it is here. It was just a character that I had in World of Warcraft a really long time ago. I went through a series of, I was like Carnass originally, because I thought it sounded like a fantasy name. And then I started going through creating new characters all the time. And then so I added an A onto the end of it for the first one, a B. So it's like Carnassa, Carnass B, Carnass C, or Carnask. And eventually Carnassa was the one that I played the most and it just stuck. And that's where my name comes from. Yeah, it was nothing really that interesting at all. It's just yeah. So we're gonna go for launch site Orwell. I forgot that I named these. Yeah, so the launch sites, what were the ones from Norfolk? We've got Dickens, Orwell, yeah, so Dickens and Orwell. So I think I just named these after authors. So George Orwell and Charles Dickens. I think at Karoo, I've got famous composers, and somewhere else, where's my other launch site? Tanagashima for JAXA. I've got I've got composers, famous directors, I think, film directors. Right, so we're going to launch this, and I'm going to see how this is going to go with MechJeb trying to launch into the plane of the moon. Oh, so is Katniss going? You are 11 though. Wait, is Katniss going? I can't see. He's Carnasb from now on. Carnasb, yes. Carnass. Thank you. I don't know. Nice. So changing all his usernames when he's asleep. Is that what you're going to do tonight? Don't do that. That would be sad. Say bye to Carnassa. Bidenized. Wait, what's this about? What's this about Joe Biden? Carnassa is Joe Biden. I don't think I am. I think I'm a bit younger than him, for one. Yeah, he going to jail for a long time. Wait, Carnassa. Why the name Carnassa to the channel? Oh, yes, I've read that already. Let the bat chat lift off. The big chungus. Whoa, umbilical cord. Just going back and seeing if I can kind of figure out where this Biden thing's come from. I can't figure it out at all. I like this content, and I don't want a Joe Biden situation. Why is everyone talking about Joe Biden? I'm not sure if I kind of get the picture. I like them extra large. Canassa, 2021. We need to save that. Oh dear, Canassa, there's a gap. You can reduce it. Is there a gap in this? I'm not sure if I saw that. Look in chat. I mean, I've been looking up chat and I couldn't really see anything. So I'm gonna leave it at that. We're gonna launch. Is there a gap in this? I mean, I think there might be ever so slight gap there, but it doesn't look particularly big. Right. So there's our geostationary network. Still looking pretty good. Roughly 60 degrees apart, all of those. We're going to set the moon as the target, and we're going to launch into the plane of the target. Oh, so we do have a countdown in 22 hours. How much delta V is that going to require, though? And are we going to be able to do that with this launch vehicle? And one other thing, I forgot to change my staging, so this is all completely messed up. Awesome. So we need those to go first. That is crucial. How much thruster weight do we have? 1.18, so it's a bit better. Obviously, this doesn't weigh as much as the dummy payload that I was using. So we want those to go. Next, yes. Then we want, this is really annoying, we want that to go, those to go. Where are those RCS thrusters? Yes, no, they go. We want those to go, but we also want those to go at the same time as this. And, oh, come on, where... This is, why does it mess up your staging all the time? Right, so we want that in there, and we want those in there, and we also want that Rl10 in there. Yes, that is ideal. We want those in there as well. There we go. And we want that to, actually no, I changed this, didn't I? I changed this around ever so slightly, so we want that to go there. Then we want the payload fairings to deploy. And I think once we get to that stage, we probably should be in a good position. So we want that to go, and we want our solid rocket motors to fire, so we deorbit that stage. Then that, yes, that's fine. And then I think we can just use all of these, and that should be good. And I think that should be the staging for this rocket all done. So now what I want to do is I do want to see if MechJeb can perform a launch into the plane of the moon from an inclination of 52 degrees. It's gonna be interesting, and I think it'll have to do a dogleg, but we'll see what it does, and we'll see if it's feasible. So we're going to engage autopilot, and we're going to wait. We're going to skip forward 22 hours. I am going to quick save, actually, and then I can quick load when I need to, and we're going to see if this works. Canassa, aren't you going to dinner? It's already 8 o'clock. It's 11 p.m. here for me right now. I stream for four hours on a Monday evening, usually 8 till midnight my time. So we've got about an hour left, and I think that's probably be this launch and this mission done, I imagine. You're ginger? Am I ginger? I'm fairly sure I'm not ginger. I'm blonde. I'm not ginger at all. At least, well, maybe it's the camera, but I am... Oh, that was a bit... Oh, it's a bit of a wobbly takeoff. Oh, that probably clunked into the tower just a little bit. Right, so we are turning. I wonder if this is going to be... Oh, so we are going to have to use... Oh my God. That is an insane amount of delta V from that state. I don't think this is going to work like this. I think launching into the plane of the moon from this inclination is going to be completely unfeasible. So what I may have to do, actually, let's have a look. What is Rendezvous Planner telling me? So we are currently 24 degrees away. Yeah, I think what I'm going to have to do is either launch into a polar inclination where we're able to get to the moon that way, or we're going to have to time our launch a bit better, or we're going to have to try and go from our ascending descending node for this, because this is not gonna work. We're gonna have 3,002. I mean, this will work. Actually, no, this will work. We will have... Because we've got about 1,200 meters per second in our final stage, which will be more than enough to finalize our orbit around the moon. But no, I'm going to revert this flight, and we're not going to get MechJeb to launch like that. So we're going to revert to launch, and we're going to try it a different way. Kanasa, what's the advantage of launching into the plane of the moon? It means you can just burn prograde once you get to your orbit, but that's not going to work. You don't have to do an inclination change in low Earth orbit. That's not going to work, though, for this case. Our latitude is far, far, far too high for us to successfully launch into the plane of the moon. So, yeah, we're going to have to do something different for this. Probably a polar launch, considering we do have such a high latitude. And it'll be a shame if we have to do all of our launches polar. But I don't think it will be that bad. And especially, I reckon most of my interplanetary missions are going to be from this site. And all that means I need to do is probably just bear in mind where the sun is when I do my launch. So I want to, if I'm going to say Venus or Jupiter, Venus or Mercury, I probably want to launch when the sun is in this direction, I think. And then we'll be going this way, and then we'll burn. No, I want to launch on the Terminator, depending on which way I go, because then I can burn that way, and that will send me to the outer planets, and then I can burn that way, and that will send me closer to the sun. So yeah, it shouldn't be too hard to get to a lunar encounter. Not a lunar encounter, a interplanetary kind of flyby situation. However, getting to a lunar encounter is going to be a little bit different. So if the moon's there, I think usually what I would do is I would burn from about here to get to there, probably 5 days. Takes about 5 days to get to the moon. Moon goes around the Earth, what, every 28 days? So that's about, it's less than a quarter. So yeah, no, I reckon probably somewhere like there. If we start our burn there to go to there, right, let's focus on Earth. So I want to be in probably a polar inclination going this way, I reckon. So if I wait until we are somewhere that lines up with this, that should be an optimal time to launch. I might be wrong. Might have done this completely wrong, but we'll see how this works. This is just kind of like going off the top of my head what I think will work at the moment. So I just need to make sure that this lines up. Where is our spacecraft? We are there. So we are, yeah, I never realised the UK had such a high latitude. Maybe that's why our weather's so awful all the time. It's not that bad. It really isn't that bad. It's actually quite temperate considering how high north in the world we are. It's because we're an island nation. Island nations are good for temperate weather. Right, so yeah, I think I want to launch about... So if I launch polar from here, that's going to kind of put us in... If I go like that kind of position, I want to launch a bit later. I reckon, yeah, no, I reckon here will probably be a good place to launch. So we can get to the moon from a polar launch. I think this does work. I might be wrong. I might be completely wrong, but I feel like this is kind of like where we want to launch now. Unfortunately, I've just realized if we launch polar, we are going to launch into the North Sea, and we're not going to be able to recover this booster properly. So we're going to have to launch in this direction, which I'm not sure if that's going to, being so higher latitude, that's going to be quite hard. And we'll land in France. We'll see. We'll see. So I have messed this up again. Oh, right. We're going to quickly go through this again. There we go. We'll do those. That's fine. We needed all of these down here. all of these down here, all of these down here, and that down there as well. Then we want that engine to go there, and then I think that was good for that. So we will get rid of those. We don't want those. Yeah, I think that's good. Right, so I'm going to quick save, and I think what I want my orbital inclination to be. So if I want to go, I think is it 90? Or is it 108, or is it 270? Or 180? No, 90 or... Yeah, no, I think maybe 90. 90 is going that way. So I think, do I want 270 as my orbital inclination? Anyone in chat that knows more than I do, is that kind of like roughly where I should probably go for? Thing is, I don't want to go 90. I don't want to be going up. I want to be going down. I want to be going south rather than north, so I can fly over France and try and recover the booster. So we'll have to see. I have got a million accents and personalities to do that, actually. Do you? Kanasa, you may need a drone ship. I said about that. I said about doing a drone ship earlier on, and I'm not sure how feasible that would be. In RO is a bit buggy at the best of times. Having to land on something that you've created might be a bit different. So I'm going to quick save this, and I'm actually going to reload this quick save. I'm going to try 270 because I feel like 90 being the opposite of 270 is probably about right. I'm not sure though. So we'll try this. I might be wrong. We are going to... So north is 0, so south should be 180, but an inclination of north is 90. A north-south inclination is 90. You think it might be minus 90. That is probably actually a shout. So we'll set that to that, and we will engage our autopilot, because, like I said, I'm fairly sure this is roughly where I want to be. There's a bit of flashing going on over there. If I change my textures unlimited config, that should get rid of that. And we are ready to go. Do we have all of the flags on there? Yep, we do. We can't see them at the moment, but hopefully this should launch us towards France. And if I actually get rid of the 90, if I just go for that, no, I don't want 900. How much delta V does that reckon we have? About the same. Okay. So heading is going to be 357.1. So yeah, that is going that way. If I change it to minus 90, I'm just going to check this. Heading will be 179. So going down. Yes, no, that's right. Minus 90. Thank you for whoever said that, because that will work. Right. So enough of the delay. I think we're ready to go. Let's see if we can successfully recover our first ever test of a reusable launch vehicle. And yeah, in 3, 2, 1, and we are going to launch. And I really hope my slight eyeball method of kind of estimating where the moon is going to be is going to work, because this is all kind of dependent on that. We do have some multi-layer insulation on our transfer stage, which should mean that we're not going to run out of hydrolox instantly. But it would be nice to try and get a window where we're going to be launching pretty soon to the moon. That would be rather enjoyable if we could do that. So here we go, launching from Norfolk for the first time. The New Horizons Space Agency's first launch on their own. And we are off! Heh, 2 hours of sleep. Godspeed, little rocket. I hope this does okay. I'm fairly certain that we should be alright. I mean, I did do the crash simulation, and crash did work. I mean, it worked exactly as it was supposed to. Is this the right direction? Are we going south? We are going south. We're good. We're good. What is root beer? How do you not know what root beer is? Fun fact, the gold foil you see on spacecraft is multi-layer insulation. Yes, I thought that's what the gold foil was for. I mean, I've read up about that before. How do you not know what root beer? How do you not know what root beer is, Alistair? Lewis drinks that all the time. He loves it. He used to go to Tesco when we were in Hull, just like he bought like crates of it, and he was like, oh my god, it's my root beer, I love it. I mean, I've never really had it, but it's... I think I've tried it before, and it's not really anything I particularly like. I think it was alright, but nothing to like write home about, but I don't know. Kanasa, send a root beer to Elu and back. It's, I mean, it'll keep it nice and chilly. To Tesco! Tesco, yes, Tesco. I mean, Tesco is where I always say that I go for shops. Root beer is live. Kanasa is passionate about his Tesco. Yes, I am. Don't fight me about Tesco. I love Tesco. Tesco is my favourite supermarket. It's where I always go. Probably because there's one in the town that me and Alice live in, and it's just like the cheapest one, and their food is the nicest for the price that I find anyway. Damn, where'd you get root beer in England? You can find root beer all over the place in the UK. I'm fairly sure. I'm not sure whereabouts you'd go finding it, but I've been to loads of pubs and stuff that have it, or at least serve it. There's France below us, or coming to France, I believe. We're over the... coming over the English Channel, and we're definitely going to be separating, well, we're definitely going to be bringing this booster down over France, which will be cool. Means we should be able to land this quite nicely. Looking very pretty. Looking very cool. I'm going to get the actual HUD up so we can actually see what's going on. What does ore taste like, though? I can't really remember. It's kind of like gingery kind of beer? Or maybe I'm thinking of just ginger beer. I might be thinking of the wrong thing, and I may have tried ginger beer, but not root beer. What do you expect? We're watching a ginger man play KSP. Do I really look ginger in the camera? Because I am definitely not ginger. I am blonde. I am very, very blonde. So if I look ginger in the camera, I'd be very surprised. Right, so what we are going to be using FMRS, which is Flight Manager for Recoverable Stages. So I'm going to get this stage to orbit. That's kind of like what you do. And then as soon as we are in orbit, what we'll do is we'll hit that button and we will see if we can recover that second stage. That's basically how you use this mod. Any minute now, we should see these fairings deploy. Look at all of the flags on the side. Multinational rocket, this, definitely. Kind of like a whole conglomerate of countries have come together to make this rocket. Conglomerate, that was the name of my first lunar base. Really long time ago in Kerbal Gets Real. Really long time ago. Don't need that landing up. Definitely not. I'm a little bit concerned that I do have to try and land manually again. Hopefully I can pull it off okay this time. We'll see. Carnassa, extend the nozzle. That won't break the engine, will it? Will that give us more specific impulse? We've still got... So if I toggle... I mean, our specific impulse isn't going up or down. I don't think we naturally need to extend the nozzle. I mean, it just looks a bit nicer if we do. There we go. Yeah, we're going to have 161 meters per second of delta V left at the end of this burn, which I think is going to be okay. Kanasa, I'm doing a model rocket... Words. Kanasa, I'm doing a model rocket project that the goal is to reach orbit. Well, I didn't even make the engine bomb, so it'll just take just a little. I will be thoroughly impressed if you can manage to get a model rocket to orbit. That's absolutely crazy. Extend it for efficiency. It's not actually done anything to its specific impulse or its thrust. Its specific impulse before extending was 451 seconds, and its thrust was about 1,120 kilonewtons, and that hasn't changed after extending it. So it didn't do anything. It just kind of looks a little bit better rather than being this stumpy little engine on the end of this. In real life, longer nozzles are better, so it'd probably be necessary for a longer nozzle. Aren't longer, wider nozzles in real life better for vacuum specific impulse, I think? Kanasa, I bet your Brits got no guns. No, we don't. We don't have guns. We definitely don't have guns. I mean, I fired a shotgun and I fired a LR80 assault rifle. Yeah, no, I think that's the only weapons that I've fired, because I was in cadets when I was younger, so I fired guns with them, or fired rifles, not guns. Guns are artillery, rifles are what you hold in your arms. And yeah, I've fired a shotgun because I've been clay pigeon shooting as well, but that's the extent of my gun knowledge. I've not really done anything else with guns. I mean, I've never really... I'm a good shot, and when I have gone shooting, I can shoot things quite accurately, but I don't know, it's just guns have never really appealed that much to me. My voice is going, excuse me. Connoisseur, if an American has more than 3 guns, they are either a Texan or a Floridian. Bet your Brits got no guns. I mean, Florida is one of the only places in America that I've actually visited because my family are massive Disney nuts. They love going to Disney World in Florida. So I've been there quite a few times. Is that the Mediterranean that I can see under there? Oh, if only it was this possible to get to the, the south of France this quickly without the use of a rocket. I mean, well, hopefully if Starship does well, that might be a reality at some point soon. We don't have that much armor that we need guns. I mean, we have everyone just going around knifing each other. I don't think I'd want to give like gangs in London guns. I think that would be rather bad. It always makes news. Always makes news in the UK, or at least like local news, when someone gets shot, because it's not a big thing. No, it is a big thing. They're not common at all. So when someone does get shot, it is major news. Like, I have known of one shooting in the last probably 10 years in the town where I live. We really don't have guns at all. So, Connoisseur, wait, you're going to the moon with a Falcon 9 recreation? I mean, I landed on the moon with a Falcon 9. I landed a Falcon 9 on the moon in another episode. That was an interesting episode. But basically, yeah, we are basically, this is not really a Falcon 9 recreation. We're using the Falcon 9 first stage, but we're using a completely different upper stage. Yeah, kind of, why have my fairings not deployed? That's... MechJeb usually does that. Oh, there we go. We're okay. Cool. Well, we made it into orbit with this probe. I just want to see how far off I am with this. How far off am I going to be with my attempt at intersecting the moon? Oh, we've got it. We've actually got an encounter. Sorry, that was really loud into the mic. I can't believe I actually managed to kind of get that. I mean, we're still quite far away, but that shouldn't actually take an awful lot of delta V to correct that. That's really not that bad. That's really not that bad. Amazing. Send a Saturn V to Mars, which will then launch to orbit of Mars, which will release a Falcon Heavy that goes to Jupiter, that releases a Falcon 9 that goes to Mercury, and then have another rocket go home. That's a big long mission. A big long mission. Connoisseur, please read this because it's funny. My favorite subject in school is redacted, because redacted and redacted, because my teacher redacted and redacted. Well, if that's what you say, there we go. Punch her. I'm not sure if I want to say that, Katniss. That looks a little bit. Yes. I don't know. Right. Anyway, now that I know that this should work, I mean, can we hit the next stage? We have this. Yep. We don't want to really use any more of this stage, so we're going to send that flying away. Hopefully that should deorbit itself. Hopefully. I bet it won't, because it won't pass the all-important line that it needs to go below. Although, no, that looks like it is actually going to smack into the ground. Awesome. So that will be removed. Amazing. Anyway, we don't want to change that. We want to change to this. Now we are going to attempt landing our booster. This time for real. This time, this isn't a simulation. This is the real deal. We're going to be attempting to land for the first time in any Realism Overhaul game, series, anything that I have done. We're going to be attempting to land a booster. And it'll be very cool. And that's one of the main things that I did want to do going forward into this series was reusability. And I think maybe eventually I'll see how it goes, the series. One thing that I would like to do is kind of like something like Starship, and the fact that we recover the first stage and we also recover the upper stage as well. I think that'll be really cool. And I'll see what we can do with that. Right, anyway, let's turn our RCS on. We are going to be sending ourselves back. We are going to go for surface velocity that way. We're going to turn the air brakes on. Is our RCS actually working to push us in a direction? I don't think it is. So, we're going to turn off all of the engines, and we are going to activate a couple of them. And what we're going to do with those, we're going to unlock this fuel here, and we are going to slow ourselves down so that we're pointing this way. Slow ourselves down nice and gently, because we don't want to be landing all that way. It is kind of mountainous somewhere around there in France. I would rather not land on a mountain. I'd rather land on some kind of like flat area. Why are... it's because we're... our orbit vector is a little bit different from our surface velocity vector. Okay, so that's okay. We've got 1,300 and... yeah, 1,300 meters per second left in this, and it's going down. I think we will leave that there. I'm going to turn those off again, and we are going to activate this engine, so we are ready for our final descent. What I might do as well... oh, I don't know if I want to do this. What I was going to do is I could say I could activate MechJeb landing guidance when I'm a little bit closer to the ground, but I don't know if I trust that. I don't know if I trust that or if I want to do it by myself. Because the last time I used MechJeb landing guidance, well, it didn't end well. And when I did this manually, I did manage to bring it down. So I think for the first one, we'll try to do this manually. I mean, I've already done it manually once this stream already, but, you know, hopefully we can get this down. Hopefully this works. Okay. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to physical time warp through this, because otherwise... this is going to take forever. I mean, I'll do a bit of a 3 times time warp, and I'll read through chat whilst I am doing this. So MechJeb landing does not do well with limited restarts. No, I know, and I've said that multiple times on videos and streams before, but I'm hoping if I get it low enough, it should be fine to just ignite once and not have to cut out, but I don't think it will. I think the best thing that I'm going to have to do, or the thing that I will have to do in order to make that feasible, is to write a KOS script, which is something that I do want to do for this series. I do have KOS installed, and it'd be something cool to look into. So activate landing guidance at 1 kilometer. That was kind of where I thought it should be, because what I do in coming home is I activate landing guidance when I'm really close to the ground. I'll see if that... see, I could do that, but still, I'm a little bit concerned that it won't work. And if it doesn't work, then I've just lost this booster. But I don't know, right? So we're 15,000 meters up now. It's not going to take us long. Not invited to the dark side. Did I miss anything important? Space Gnome, welcome to the stream. I don't know. I don't know how long you've been in the stream. That's the first time I've seen your name. So we've developed a reusable launch vehicle, or thereabouts, and it seems to work quite well. This is going to be the second attempt of landing this. See, the problem is, because I'm using the central engine to try and land this. Hang on. I am using the central engine, aren't I? Has been activated. Yes. Right, now I am going to try it. If it burns through all of my stages really quickly, I'm going to have to really quickly, take manual control. Like, I will have 10 seconds to try and sort this out, and I'm going to have to activate 2 engines. This is going to be tight. This is going to be getting real tight. Right, so I have unlocked the fuel. The fuel has been unlocked. We are now below 1,000 meters. Here we go. MechJeb hasn't burnt through all of our ignitions, which is looking very, very good. Here we go. Are you going to deploy the landing gear? Well, we landed. We lost the air brakes, so MechJeb did work. It was just a little bit too slow, and it didn't deploy the landing gear. That's because I didn't tick the box that says deploy landing gear. Oh, so MechJeb landing guidance does work, I think. There we go. We've landed a second booster. This one, I mean, we lost it tipped over and we lost 2 of the air brakes. But that's okay. I think what we will do, we will recover this with KCT. So we'll recover that to the VAB. And then we get to reuse that. We just need to place a couple of air brakes on and that should be good to launch again. Unless you activated it at 1 kilometer sea level, got to use the other thing. No, so on the top right of my screen, I've got my Kerbal Engineer Redux readout. It's up in this section, so I never ever look at the altimeter there. I always look at that, and that is set to terrain rather than sea level. So people always say that. People always say, change to sea level, but I never bother with that because I'm always looking at there and it says sea level, height above terrain there anyway. If at first you don't succeed, try again. Well, we definitely will be trying again quite a few times throughout the course of this series. And I mean, we have managed to pretty much safely recover that rocket, so we can just send it back up to the VAB. We can refurbish it. We can whack on a couple of new air brakes and it be ready to go, ready to launch, hopefully relatively soon. Maybe some more lunar missions. Maybe we'll do some kind of polar satellite network. I mean, it's going to be really easy to launch polar from the UK. So I guess what we could do is, yeah, I need to do ScanSat maps around the Earth anyway. So that'll probably be another mission that I do relatively soon with that launch vehicle. It was a controlled crash. Yes. Thump. Hey, it worked. MechJeb doesn't know about engine startup time. Oh, yes. That's probably why it came down a little bit too quickly. Interesting. It's probably, in all honesty, I might use it for a bit for the first couple of episodes to get kind of like a cinematic shot of it landing. But once I've got more of a hang of using Kerbal operating system and maybe try and write a landing script, I probably will eventually end up using those for the landings. Ah, the clouds have gone all buggy. That's not good. Static clouds over Earth. That's really not good. And the clouds have also disappeared from the map view. That means my game is getting a little bit funny and doesn't like being like this. Okay, so in 6 minutes. Oh no, right. Why is that? Okay. Can we shut down and activate? Are you gonna it's because I've not got it set up. Right, I'm gonna do that now, actually. So we're gonna go settings, I'm gonna apply because that'll make the game run quicker as well. But I want to get, where is it? Extended burn time indicator. Yeah, we want to go for that. And we'll accept. And there we go. Start burning 4 minutes. Cool. Much better. Tells you when you can, well, halfway through your burn. So what are we looking like when we actually get to the moon at the moment? We are all the way over there. That's not really ideal. If I maybe make an additional maneuver somewhere around here, potentially we can do something like this. No, that's probably what we want to do, normal. But we want to come into the moon at a kind of polar inclination. That was a bit loud on the mic. I really do apologize for that. Okay, so if we go something like this, we come to the moon in some kind of polar orientation. There we go. That looks a lot better. I think that's still 1.7 million meters away. We can edit that. There we go. That looks roughly polar to me. I think, yeah, we'll go for our first burn, then we'll make our slight adjustment there so that we can get on a course with the moon. Then we will do a final burn here, which will capture us into a nice low lunar orbit. That's going to cost about 800 meters per second, and then we can start our scanning. Awesome! So we are ready to go. And I think I will get MechJeb to do the burn for this, just because MechJeb's very good at doing this. And I mean, I got this burn time indicator up so that I could do it myself, but I thought, nah, let's just get MechJeb to do it. MechJeb is a much better pilot than I am. I mean, I could do it all, but I love the simplicity of MechJeb and how it really helps, right? I really like the look of this probe. I really, really like how this probe has turned out. I think it turned out a lot better than I was anticipating originally. Right, we want to get rid of landing guidance, we want to go for a maneuver planner, and we want to execute the next node. Conessa, please read this. Conessa, and have that rocket that comes home release a Delta IV Heavy that goes to Pluto, which then launches a Mercury Atlas that goes to Saturn to release a satellite that goes into the atmosphere. The atmosphere of a satellite. So wait, release a satellite that goes into the atmosphere of Saturn, I meant to say, rather than the atmosphere of satellite. But how buggy is KSP RP1 on 1.10? Really not that buggy at all. I've not really experienced any problems with it whatsoever, and I have noticed a vast improvement in performance, which is really, really, really nice. I mean, the clouds are being a bit buggy at the moment. They are static to our spacecraft, and you can see, like, yeah, it looks really bizarre when this happens. Really bizarre when this happens, but oh well. That was a bug that was also present in 1.8, so that's not like it's a new bug or anything like that. Yeah, whoa, the clouds follow you. That's what I was saying earlier on about the clouds being weird, and if I go into the map screen, we can see, if we go over to the Earth, the clouds have disappeared from the map screen as well. Yeah, that's a bug that usually you have to do a restart to fix. It's a bit of a shame, but oh well, it's nothing game-breaking. And my game still seems to be running rather smoothly, so I've just realised I didn't sort out the antenna on this. I think my antenna should be good, though. I'm fairly sure the built-in antenna that is going to be on this probe will be more than capable of relaying signal back to Earth, considering I'm using the highest technology of antenna at the moment, because I've got to the end of the tech tree in basically this save. The unplanned return of Ziggy. Kanasa, is there a CCAN mod pack for this? There is, but as I said in the episode 0 video for this series, that CCAN mod pack, it's more of... It's not a way to download RO and RP1, and I would highly recommend downloading RO and RP1 the traditional way, and I've obviously got my download install tutorial if you want to check that out. It's more kind of for fleshing out a save to use kind of some of the similar mods that I use on this series. So yeah, because downloading RO and RP1 is a tricky business. It's probably one of the hardest mod packs to download out of any game I've ever played. It's gotten a lot easier over time. When I first picked up RP1, it was a lot harder. You couldn't really use CCAN for anything. It has become a lot easier over time. But yeah, no, the CCAN mod pack, it won't download RP1 for you. You still have to kind of do that. It will just give you kind of like a list of extra mods for it. But the CCAN link is in the description of episode 0 for this series if you want to go and check that out. So Kanasa, every time I try to download RO and RP1 RSS, it barely ever works. That is a thing as well. Once you get it, it's always been on the RO GitHub. Once you've got a working install of RO and RP1, take care of that install. Really look after it, because it's quite hard to get it working. A lot of the time, I mean, if you either follow the RO RP1 GitHub wiki to the letter or my guide to the letter, it should work. And if you follow it exactly to the letter, it definitely will work, because over the last probably like 4 or 5 times that I've downloaded a fresh install of RO and RP1, I have followed that GitHub guide to the letter, and it has always worked. And if you follow the guide that I do as well, it should 100% work, because it is basically that RO GitHub guide in video form. So you just have to be really patient and really have to kind of like make sure you're doing it right. But anyway, I am going to physical time warp through this, because this is a 6-minute long burn, and I do want to get to the moon today. It would be rather nice if we made it to the moon today. Okanasa, did you see my suggestion on how to do a 1.10.1 install guide? Was that just change everything from 1.8.1 to 1.10.1? The only difference that I have got in this, pretty much from 1.8, is Felix Yu sent me over a different config for the LEM. I think the LEM, I can't remember what it was off the top of my head, but there was one part that was stopping RP1 on 1.10 working, and Felix Yu sent me over the config for that. I don't know if that's been fixed since I got this install. This install is actually a couple of months old now. I think, or at least a month old. So there are a few kind of, it's probably come on a little bit. Yeah, that really needs to be PR'd, pull requested to ROC. Okay. Oh, are you going, Nicole Webster? Thank you for stopping by for the most of this stream. Anyway, there's probably not going to be an awful lot left of this stream now. I mean, we've done reusability. We've done a reusable launch vehicle. We are sending a mission over to the moon. This is going to be our first lunar mission as well. It's very dark. Probably need to change. Is it Planet Shine? It is Planet Shine, isn't it? Vacuum ambient light level. Let's turn that up a little bit so we can actually see a little bit on the other side. And yeah, we've got one slight adjustment to make over there. Let's see, how is that adjustment working for us now? That is not what I wanted. Not what I wanted at all. So what I'm going to do, we are going to come into maneuver 2. Can we remove maneuver 2? We can. Awesome. And we just need to do a little bit of finagling of this maneuver. We'll go for something like this. 230 meters per second. We'll go, I think that looks not quite polar. We'll go there. Yeah, 710,000 meters. That should be a kind of nice. Maybe we can get a bit closer. Maybe 604,000 meters. Something like that. There we go. Yeah, 640,000 meters away. We're gonna start our burn in 14 hours and 44 minutes. So we are going to stick ourselves to the node. And that is unfortunately probably going to change our final maneuver slightly because we've got a while until we actually perform that burn, but oh well. So Conassa, what mod are you using for the engine plume? Is it Real Plume mod or Waterfall mod? I am using Real Plume for the engine plumes for this series. I've not tried the Waterfall mod yet. I've seen a few images from it and it does look really nice. I think Real Plume, I tried to download a mod that enhanced engine sounds and I think, yes, I want to close that plugin. And it was called engine sound enhancement or something like that. And it required Real Plume to work, so that's why I've gone with that. Let's get rid of some of these as well. And we will also get MechJeb to perform this burn for us. So we'll go execute next node. There we go. Let's see Earth disappearing off. Cool, that got quick. That got far very quickly. And yeah, no, I'm missing clouds, which is a little bit of a shame, but oh well. Yeah, RO Waterfall is currently very much in its infancy. It does look very good, the Waterfall mods, but yeah, I didn't know. I'm using Real Plume just because that's what I've used for ages. For ages and ages. Anyway, just having a quick look back up chat, see if there's anything that I've missed. Oh, Katniss has gone. Oh, well. Katniss is always very loud and vocal in the streams. It's really nice. Anyway, yep, just a quick little bit of an inclination change here. A very, very, very minor inclination change. So that we can get a much nicer encounter of the moon. If I change this ever so slightly, I want to be as polar as possible. I think if I move this way, we should be getting a bit more polar, but I do want to kill my rotation so we're not spinning off all over the place. To be honest, this will probably take a really long time. How much MMH and NTO have I got? Oh, I've got plenty. I've got loads to do this. I mean, that looks probably polar enough that all of the scans that we are going to do should be fine. So it's only going to take us 2 days to get to the moon. Or is that's 3 days. So it's taken us 14. That's a really quick journey to the moon. A really quick journey to the moon. Cool. Right, so I am going to grab out my maneuver node editor and we are going to snap mode to periapps so that I can get this roughly where I want it to be. 639,000. Let's just do something like that. There we go. Cool, and we are going to make our way over to the moon. Mine are always normally like 3 days. Mine are usually about 5 days, or from what I remember, but that's because I do a home and transfer to the moon, so it takes the longest to actually get there, which is why I launch into the plane of the moon. Start burn in 18 hours. Node in 2 days. That doesn't make sense. Interesting. No, mine usually take about 5 days, but that's because I do launch. Well, in the old series, I launched into the plane of the moon. We had the exact same inclination. Doing a home and transfer, obviously, is the longest but most efficient way of getting to a target. I have a feeling this has, it looks like we've overshot the moon slightly, which is why we've got here a lot quicker. He just left. Bye. So nothing new, just us chickens here. Oh no, not the chickens, pesky birds. The start burn always drops the days. You haven't noticed before? No, I've never noticed that. I know what you meant. Like, so, yeah. So the day at the front, I've never really had this start burn up. Although I use that in coming home, but I've never noticed that in coming home. That's really bizarre. Anyway, no, I can't say that I have ever noticed that before. Anyway, we are 1 day and, well, 1 day now away from our burn. We are just about to enter the moon's sphere of influence, which is very nice. For the first time in this series, I am playing with the 16K texture pack. So the moon does look very, very, very beautiful. What is our inclination whilst we're here? I do want to check this out. So orbit info. We are 89.9. I think that's probably about as close as I'm going to get. So we don't really need to worry about that at all in the slightest. I really like the look of this satellite now, actually. I really like how this has turned out. Where is the moon? There's the moon. The moon is over there. The moon was hard to find, but I managed to spot that. I mean, it is rather large, but yeah, look. Can anyone actually see that on the stream? Because it's right there. There's a tiny little slither of it, which means you can just about see it. But I can't imagine, unless you are on like a big monitor like I am playing this, that you could actually see it. But it is there. It's right there. Very hard to spot. It's hiding. It's disguised against space. Right, so we have got our maneuver all planned out. I think what I'm going to do is I am going to time warp ahead just a little bit until maybe we're about 4 hours away. See, there it is. It's getting closer now. That should be a bit more apparent now, I think. And I mean, it should be very apparent now. Very, very apparent now. That's the moon. There is the moon. That's no, well, it is a moon. That's no space station. It is a moon. Right, so we're going to go for our node. And we are going to execute the next node with MechJeb. Now, the reason why I wanted to move when we were a lot closer to our node is so that our node didn't kind of jump all over the place. Obviously, if we were to turn this spacecraft around whilst we were further out in the orbit of the moon, it would move our periaps a lot more because we are further out. So that's why I like to do this when we get a bit closer. Anyway, we are here now. We are going to tell MechJeb to execute the next node. Hopefully, our Rl10 is good to go. We've got an ignition failure rate of 0.02%, so if this fails, I will be rather upset. But there we go, look, the moon, it looks beautiful. Oh, how gorgeous. It's been a while since I've been here. It's been a very long time since I've been here. It's been probably about 2 months since I've managed to make it to the moon in real solar system. Oh, no, I landed the Falcon 9. When was that? That was in December. So yeah, no, it has been a long time since I've been here. Very long time. I am back. Welcome back, the defroster. Welcome back. We are at the moon. We have got our satellite to the moon. And now it's time to just extend all of the scanners, get all of them out, start our scan multispectral. There we go. We've got, oh no, we can't start that because it's colliding into that engine. It's colliding into that tank. Not that that really did anything, but, you know, just for realism's sake, we don't really want that in the way. So are we even able to? Too high. We need to be at 250 kilometers for this scanner. Okay, but what about any of the other ones that we are running? Start scan resource. Are we in a good position? 700 kilometers, ideal, so we should be at an ideal height. Awesome. Biome high res. Right, let's kill our rotation. We have got ourselves a 800 kilometer by a 738 kilometer polar orbit around the moon. We are going to be able to scan the moon for all of the different resources that we should want for future in the series, where we're going to probably be setting down a base. It'll be nice to scan for resources so we know what we can actually use on the surface. And yeah, and I think with that being done, that is going to be the end of this stream. Because, I mean, I've got 12 minutes left that I would usually like to kind of do something in, but I feel starting anything now, it will take a bit longer than 12 minutes. We have made a reusable launch vehicle, and we have sent a successful mission to the moon using it, and I'm so excited. I am so incredibly happy that I got that to work. That was awesome. That was really, really cool. I'm amazed that that worked so easily, but yeah, I mean, I could stay on for like another 5 minutes if anyone's got any questions or whatever. I could just chill for a bit, but apart from that, no, that'll be the end of me doing RO and RP1 for now anyway. But thank you everyone that came along to this stream, and thank you for the people that donated to this stream as well. I am very, very thankful for that. And yeah, no, I think I should hit 3K subscribers very, very soon. So that's also really awesome. Like, considering I only started this channel in July last year, or June, July last year, it's been an absolutely amazing 6-7 months of growth. I am so thankful to everyone that subscribed to this channel and all of the comments people leave on videos. Yeah, no, it's been amazing, and thank you everyone for doing that, because it's great. It's great, and it's a great little community, and the Discord is awesome as well. Definitely go check out the Discord if you haven't. It's really cool. So last, what is last? Me last. Oh, is everyone trying to be last on the stream? So when I kill the stream, there'll be a bit of chat before, but there'll be a bit of chat anyway. But yeah, I guess that is gonna be the end. So once again, thank you everyone. I have been Carnassa, and I will see you all later. Like I said, there should be no video tomorrow because it's mine and my wife's anniversary, but I will be working on videos for later on in the week, including the first actual episode of the next Millenia. So yeah, anyway, with that, thank you for watching. I've been Carnassa, and I will see you later.